My beloved child, you may wonder if this word is truly meant for you, but if you find yourself standing right here at this particular crossroads of your life, then listen closely, my beloved. This moment is not an accident. I draw near in these quiet hours not to stand apart from you, but to step into the room fully present with every beat of your heart. Let your mind awaken to me presence, for I am the one who shaped your dawn before the light ever touched the edge of your window. Do not hurry past the quiet. There is something here for you, something that has been waiting to be revealed. Since you first opened your eyes, pause with me. Take one steady deep breath now. If this word meets you, softly say, "Here I am." As the sunlight spills softly on familiar walls, pause and notice the rhythm of your breathing. Inhale slowly. Invite peace to settle over your anxious thoughts. There is a place beneath my gaze where burdens lighten. Some part of you might reach for distractions or the next task, thinking it will answer your restlessness. But I invite you to let go for just a moment. Allow the gentle hush to uncover the fretful corners of your mind. In easy early moments with nothing expected of you but to be present, you are meeting me in the purest simplicity. You hear in your spirit the calling to gratitude, faint but persistent. It isn't only for days of plenty or hours when joy comes easily. It is for right now in the ordinary. When you are unsure what the day will bring, whisper thanks. Even if your voice trembles, thank me for breath, for the sound of children in the home, for the steady pulse of hope that you sometimes overlook. Each act of gratitude is like opening your hands, letting go what you cannot control. I hold what matters most, and in every thanksgiving, you are reminded who truly carries your future. Name one thing you're thankful for and whisper it now, just one. Let gratitude settle your shoulders. Perhaps worries swirl in your thoughts, questions about your family, needs unsolved, outcomes that feel out of reach. You think you must have answers, but I not demand perfection from you. Is the care you have for those you love. Their well-being is precious too. Release them into my hands as you breathe out. Picture my hand gentle upon their live. As I am not blind to your quiet prayers or the silent etch you sometimes carry for those you cannot help in your own strength. You are not failing because you cannot resolve every struggle. I keep watch where you cannot. There is a whisper urging you towards surrender, agent. The call to place the weight you carry at my feet. Surrender is not a sign of defeat, but of confidence in me. Bring meal that is unresolved, all that runs ahead of your understanding. I will not rush you, nor will I force an answer before you are ready. Instead, I ask for trust, a quiet trust that grows with each moment you choose to open your hands to release any insistence on controlling the path ahead. I am the keeper of your days. My timing is patient, my purpose gentle. My wisdom is higher than what you can yet see. Bring one specific worry to mind. Say aloud or in your heart, I release this to you. Let your hands unclench. The urge to move quickly, to fix, to strategize, that voice comes loudly, promising security. It's as if only you plan enough, if only you work harder, you will be safe. But I remind you that not every open door is meant to be walked through. Right now, some paths require waiting. Let patience soften your striving as you listen. Let your spirit rest against mine, knowing that stillness is not abandonment. I am preparing you quietly, often in ways not visible to others. The seeds of today's patience will become tomorrow's strength. When doubts flicker in, whispering, what if I miss it? What if others judge me? What if nothing changes? Come back to me, assurance I am already in your future, guiding and shaping even what feels uncertain. I do not measure your worth by outcomes or by the approval of those who don't see your heart. Is your desire to live with integrity, to honor me even in small hidden choices? It is here, in the humility of your daily living, that I delight. You need not announce your plans to everyone or explain every step. Trust that I direct quietly, often in secret, so that your roots grow deep and secure. Let my hand be the shelter you lean into when shadows of fear or disappointment stretch across your day. I am not distant in your trouble. I walk with you into every challenge. fortifying you in weaknesses you wish you did not have. Where you feel exposed, I am your covering. Where you feel alone, I am your closest companion. In moments of confusion, I hold you steady. You have not been abandoned, not for a moment. You wonder about your identity, questioning whether you are becoming all I designed you to be. The world weighs you with its measures, but is into what is forming beneath the surface. You are growing even when the evidence seems thin. You are mine, set apart and chosen, called to reflect my likeness in your everyday journey. Do not rush the process. My work in you is ongoing, intricate and purposeful. Every whispered prayer, every act of kindness, every moment you turn your heart toward me is moving you closer to who I have promised you would become. When you feel the subtle urge to pull away, to keep parts of your heart shielded even from me, remember this: I come not to shame but embrace. I invite you back again and again to vulnerability in my presence. Wherever you have hidden your questions, your dreams, your disappointments, bring them into the light of my love. I have seen them already, and I receive them with compassion. There is no fear in being known by me. This day, as you step from quiet into the motion ahead, remember that I do not send you empty or unprepared. I fill you with my spirit, equipping you for whatever you will encounter. Your strength today will not come from striving, but from restful dependence on me. Each encounter, each responsibility is an invitation to walk alongside me rather than ahead of me. He let my nearness rue you with every step. What would happen if you approached today not with anxiety but with the expectancy that I am moving before you? Would your eyes look for signs of my favor in small exchanges, in solutions unfolding where you least expect? Would you treat interruptions not as obstacles, but as places I might reveal my care for you or for someone else through you? Stay alert, precious one. There is much more to behold when gratitude steadies your sight and surrender opens your heart. Already you are responding. Even now, a quiet shift forms within you. The sense that peace is not as far off as you thought. Lean into that stillness. Trust what I am sparking in these early moments. I am not finished speaking to you, not finished leading you. Remain open, for what I have set in motion continues. As you there, searching, open-hearted and unsure, burdened by questions you may not even know how to shape into words. You wonder if you are doing enough, being enough, if the light inside you still flickers strong in my sight. You look back on things said and left unsaid. The small failures no one else notices but you, and you ache with wondering if grace still has room for you. I tell you, little one, it is not your failures I hold close. Beauty or longing for good, your quiet hopes, your restless spirit reaching for love even in your stumbles. My love is not a ledger. It does not count your faults against you, nor does it measure your worth by your accomplishments. You are precious, not because of what you produce, but because you are mine. Before you awoke it to self-awareness, before laughter shaped your throat or longing claimed your mind, I delighted in you for another reason than that you are. When you ache with loneliness, when friendships feel fragile, and words between you weigh more than they should, I am there. Sometimes you believe the distance you sense is proof of abandonment, but I am nearer than breath, nearer than your own pulse. Those a silence you dread are no empty space, but places where I listen, holding your hidden tears with the gentleness you crave. Let your heart bring its honest stash to me. Give me the raw truth of your pain, the disappointment, the anger, the moments you feel lost even in a crowded room. I can bear all of it. There is no emotion too sharp, no sorrow too deep form. I will not withdraw from your honesty, my love. Does not tremble at your darkness. I tend to sit radiating peace until your trembling settles. You question your path. You wonder if you have strayed too far or wandered too long to ever be welcomed home. Let me dispel that fear now. There are no maps that can outpace my compassion, no detours beyond the reach of my embrace. However winding your road, no step is wasted. I use what you learn, your courage and your mistakes alike, to shape in you a steadfastness not easily shaken. Each time you return, you find that I have never left. Each moment you set your gaze to what? Art in my heart, grace meets you, flows over you, and makes you anew. I am not satisfied with half measures or borrowed affections. I want to hold every fragment of who you are and cherish you still. My welcome never fades. When your obligations press upon you, work, family, the endless responsibilities that wear at your soul, I see you growing weary, you long for relief, but wonder if it's allowed. Hear me, I made you for rest as much as for labor. Your worth does not depend on perpetual striving, nor does your belovedness erase in the pauses between your achievement. Let yourself come to me weary and heavy laden, for I will give your est not just of body but of heart. Lay down what you cannot carry alone. I receive your burdens not as inconveniences, but as invitations to draw you closer. There is nothing so mundane in your life that I dismiss it as unworthy of my care. There will be days of confusion, moments when despair whispers that the world is too broken and hope too fragile. In these places, remember my faithfulness does not falter with your emotions. Where you see chaos as a possibility, your wounds are not falsed. Obir aced but doorways through which my compassion can flow, first to you, then through you to others. In your weakness, my strength can shine. When you doubt yourself, remember that I believe in the beauty placed within you, a beauty not diminished by failure or pain. Sometimes you fear your prayers are lost in the expanse between hope and fulfillment. Know this, I am present with you even in the absence of answers. There is purpose in the longing, in the waiting. Silence is not rejection, but a space for your spirit to lean into me and discover my nearness. Every syllable you offer, every sigh and every plea. Your struggles matter to me as much when uttered in joyous and fatigue. I am patient, not because I am distant, but because I wait alongside you, working in ways you have not imagined for your good and my glory. You yearn to make a difference. Choose your life count for something beautiful. Do not despise small acts of kindness. They carry my image into the world as surely as the grand gestures. Measure greatness by love, not by applause. When you comfort a friend, forgive an enemy, or simply endure with courage, you are sharing in my work to renew all things. Let not the fear of insignificance take root in you. You could not be more cherished in my heart than you are in this moment. Choose one small, concrete act of kindness to do today. A text, an encouraging sentence, a listening ear, do it in the next hour. As you walk through uncertainty, a loved one's illness, the achy of grief, a change you did not choose, remember you are never alone. My presence holds you steady in the dark. My hand steadies your faltering steps. When you have no words, let your silence be your prayer. I will meet you there too. There is nothing you confess that can separate you from my desire to bless and heal you. Nothing is too tangled that I cannot bring peace. My mercy arrives not as a cold decree, but as a warm embrace, steady and unyielding. You are free to bring all of yourself to me, you. Rope sand your anxieties, your questions and your certainties, your dreams and your regrets. I know each one already, not with judgment, but with deep compassion and understanding. There is none need to pretend before me. I cherish there, you. Let your heart find rest in this. I am for you, not against you. I am with you, not distant or disinterested. My love is the foundation beneath your feet and the light before your path, never wavering and never withdrawn. Trust me. Let your fragile faith rest in my strength. I have chosen you, called you by name, and nothing, not sorrow nor confusion nor doubt can snatch you from my hand. Let this assurance anchor you as you move forward. Always I delight in you, now and in all your days to come. Beloved, you may think I am far off, watching in silence as you struggle beneath the weight of your days. But know this, I am nearer than your breath. Every hop that stirs within you, every question you don't dare to speak aloud, I hear and cherish. You were made with care, your life shaped by my purpose long before you drew your first breath. When you wage with loneliness, when the burdens felt Who heavy in the darkness presses close, remember who I am to you. I do not stand apart, observing from some distant throne. My love burns closer than your own heartbeat, constant even when you feel cast adrift. You cry for meaning as you navigate pain, betrayal, disappointment. These sorrows are not hidden from me, and I do not belittle your suffering. Each wound matters to me. When you lift your face and demand to know why I allow suffering, it's not anger you find in me, but compassion. I do my greatest work, not by preventing all hardship, but by remaking you in it. Smidst drawing forth courage, humility, truth, and deeper trust. Do not mistake my silence for absence, for I work patiently in ways you cannot yet perceive. The journey of your soul matters more than the ease of a given moment. Yes, your joy delights me, and your laughter rises to me like a song. But when you reach the end of yourself, when you have no more answers, no more strength, it is there, precisely there, that my grace flows untamed. I gather your pieces, holding each heartbreak gently, inviting you to lean into me, to discover me's there fuge your heart, Siren, for since the dawn of your days, my love does not yield to your failures, nor falter when you are overcome by doubts. I remain faithful and unwearied. Whether you're untoward me or turn away in confusion or anger, I am there. You look at the world's brokenness and cry out for justice, aching for wrongs to be righted and wounds to be healed. Hear me, every tear shedding grief, every act of cruelty and every act of mercy, every hidden kindness and secret pain is it all. I am not indifferent to injustice, nor does evil have the last word. In my wisdom, I delay judgment so that hope may spark even in hearts grown cold, and every person is invited to life, to restoration, to come home. I do not force your love, for love cannot grow where it is compelled. Instead, I persistently call out to you, offering my presence, inviting transformation that begins deep within. When you falter, when guilt clings to your heart or shame whispers that you're unlovable, know that I do not see you as ruined or cast aside. My forgiveness is not stingy or reluctant. I am eager to restore, to lift your bowed head, to set your feet on firm ground again. If others turn away from you, if your own heart is slow to forgive itself, still I reach for you. Your mistakes do not define the limits of my love. In your confusion, I remain clear-eyed toward all that you could become through hope and grace. Seek me even with trembling steps. When you cannot summon the words for prayer, when faith feels dry and ritual shallow, whisper my name, I hear you still. And never grow weary of your seeking, never tire of your longing for hope or purpose. You cannot exhaust my patience, nor shock me with your honesty. Bring all that you are, your resentment, your fears, your dreams that have not yet come to pass. My love is wide enough to receive it all. Let yourself rest in my presence, even in your uncertainty. My peace does not always erase trouble, but it roots you deeper than what storms can shake. As you turn your heart toward me, you will find that you are not alone. I plant hope where despair once reigned, and where you see only loss, I am weaving beginnings. Do not fear what lies ahead, for I am already there, ready to meet you in tomorrow's joys and hardships alike. Ready to pour out compassion in places you cannot yet imagine. You are precious to me, not for what you do, but for who you are, my creation, my beloved. Whether you climb mountains of success or walk through valleys of sorrow, my gaze is steady and my arms remain open. And when you hesitate on the threshold of decisions, anxious about what is right, remember that I do not delight in your confusion. My wisdom is offered freely. And when you seek clarity, trust that I respond. My spirit stars within you to guide, to comfort, never to condemn. Do not shrink from bringing all of yourself into my light. I do not shame you. I do not recoil from your weakness or wounds. Instead, I draw nearer still in the days when all feels fragmented. Recall that I hold all things together, sustaining you through my unfailing presence. Even as you stumble or forget, I remember my promises to you. Each season brings new growth, even when you cannot see its shape unfolding. Trust that nothing you endure is wasted in my hands. I am never indifferent to your struggles. I gather every tear and honor every act of perseverance. The parts of your story that cause you to hang your head are not hidden from me, and I am not deterred by their shadows. your story is not finished. I walk alongside you, shaping hope out of sorrow and inviting you to choose trust and moment at a time. Even as you are tempted to believe that you are one or unseen, lift up your eyes. I have not abandoned you, not now, not ever. My love is not a prize for those who have already risen, but a lifeline for those who are still reaching, still longing, still daring to hope. In me you will find rest enough for today and courage enough for tomorrow. Come, let me carry what you cannot, and know as surely as you draw breath that you are held now and always in my unfailing love. Child, your cries have never been me chosen in an empty chamber. I have heard each one. When pain wrapped you in insolence, when shame bent your spirit, when the words you needed seemed lost in the tongue, I was there. You may sense walls around you, but to me every barrier is clear as rain. No maze or mansion of sorrow closes you in so thoroughly that my presence cannot reach. I am not startled by your longing, your doubts, or these secrets you have buried. I linger near, patient and sure, knowing the precise shape of the H within you. And I am not worried by your questions, nor frightened by your storms. I listen always, even when your voice is trembling or faint. The whisper of your heart sounds loudly to me. When you tremble before your fears, real or imagined, do not mistake trembling for distance. I am nearer than your breath. Your uncertainty draws from men not judgment, but endless compassion. I remember you as I made you be. Right with hope stamped with my own love. The weariness you feel is not a flaw I reject, but a sign of the burden you carry, and I am here to shoulder it. The pathways before you that seem blocked or tangled are not signs that I have hidden myself. They are invitations, openings for you to lean into. Each question, each sigh of exhaustion, and every grasp toward hope is precious tomb. You see your failures like stains that cannot be washed, carrying an accounting in your soul, rehearsing regrets, wondering if is still delight in you. Do you see how mercy flows from Idus, always renewing what has decayed? Where you see a closed door is possibility. When you believe the story is over, it race the lines of a new beginning. Where all seems lost, I plant gentle seeds of restoration, coaxing life from places you thought barren. Your most stubborn wounds call forth not my anger, but my healing. I know how your history haunts you, how disappointment whispers that you are forsaken. If you let me, I will show you what forgiveness can be, a force so patient and deep that the world cannot exhaust it. Wrap yourself in the knowledge that you are never incidental to me. Note a gesture, not a flicker of thought that's escaped my notice. Lean into me, faithfulness. I have been with you through times when laughter burst from your lips and through dark hours when only tears could speak for you. Rest, yes, truly rest in my heart, even if your mind surges with unrest. My peace does not depend on your circumstances, nor does it withdraw simply because pain clouds your understanding. I remain steadfast when others falter, unchanged when you wander, unwilling to give up that which is precious, your heart. Do not believe the lie that ones define you or that worth must be proved. It made you for joy, for trust, for love that cannot be measured. The emptiness you sometimes feel is not a curse, but rather a hunger and a signal. It beckons you back toward the fullness I offer. Each moment you turn toward me, even with stumbling steps, I welcome you. I rejoice to see your fused despair, even when hope feels small as a mustard seed within you. Together we will see mountains moved. Your frailty so clear to you is no match for my strength. Kindly show your support for our community. Tie by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I have watched you strive, sometimes weary, sometimes hopeful, how you have longed to be known and to matter. Rest assured, I know you more intimately than you know yourself. I formed your innermost places, accompanied your journey, carried you when you did not notice my hand. Your unfolding life brings me to light, not because perfection ever mattered, but because each breath draws you more closely, more fully into the story I am telling in and through you. When shadows tell you that you are abandoned, remember I have promised never to leave you. None Idus too deep, no heart too old. There is no shame you must bear alone. You fear what comes, wondering if the future is already darkened by hardship, if you have already failed what lies ahead. Child, hear me. You have not walked alone, and you will not begin to do so now. My promises are not fragile like human words. What I have spoken over you endures unbroken. My faithfulness persists through every twist and turn. Do not shrink from your dreams, for take pleasure in what brings you alive. When you dare to hope, you honor the one who planted hope within you. When you're as loving and forgiving, even yourself, you reflect my own heart back to me. You are my beloved. Return to this truth whenever the world or your own voice would cast doubt. In the rush and the quiet in moments, oft triumphant seasons of grief, my arms are open. You are seen, you are cherished. Keep coming to me, not with practiced perfection, but as you are in your questions and confessions, your laughter and tears. I meet you with unwavering love and pointed kindness. Everything you offer is received by me in grace. The journey is not measured only by miles or years, but by the intimacy growing between us. I am not the distant hope of the desperate, but the faithful friend beside you now and always. You may not see the full shape of what awaits, and mystery may cloak to more rose path, but my goodness underpins every step you dare to take. When you falter, I hold you. When you're I rejoice with you. Nothing in heaven or on earth can separate you from my love. Not heartbreak, not failure, not event the limits of your faith. Remember, I delight in showing mercy and wrapping the anxieties that trouble you with the calm of my presence. Hope is never lost while you're with me. Let your spirit rest in this. You are and always will be enough for me. I am yours, and you are mine. You have journeyed far, and your heart of 10 wonders whether I am asked. Lose as a promise in moments of pain and confusion. Perhaps you have doubted, feared, or felt alone, as if your prayers echo into silence. But I am not distant, not for a heartbeat. Every sigh, each longing in your deepest self, I receive with infinite tenderness. My presence presses nearer than your breath. There is never a moment I am absent from your story. You don't have to strive for my attention or earn my affection. Before your first breath, I cherished you. After your last, my love will enfold you still. I invite you now, even as life moves with all its chaos. Ignore totally and back and trust that I hold what you cannot. The world may whirl with relentless demands and fears that gnaw at your peace, but I remain your constant anchor. The headlines, the deadlines, the heartaches, the tide of it all cannot sweep you from my grasp. Bring your anxieties to me. I am not worried by your questions or overwhelmed by your sorrow. Grief and joy are both honored in my presence. I do not wish you to pretend or bury what is real. There is no mold you must fit before coming to me. No script you need to recite. Honesty is the language I cherish. You wonder sometimes what your purpose is, whether your efforts matter, whether your days carry meaning beyond what you see. Let me assure you, your life is not accidental, and your contributions are never wasted when offered in love. The smallest act of kindness, agent lured, a silent prayer for another. These are treasures in my sight. The world prizes what is loud or seen, but I celebrate what is quiet, faithful, sometimes unseen. Nothing good in you goes unnoticed, is it all. Your disappointments too have not escaped me. Plans unravel, hopes fade, but I am resourceful to redeem every loss, working even amid what feels fruitless. Rest, beloved, in the assurance that you are not the sum of your mistakes or the judgments others level at you. I define you by my love, not by any standard. The world invents shame and regret are not burdens I want you to shoulder. Forgiveness flows from my heart, and its stream runs deep enough to cleanse even the oldest wounds. Do not dwell on those moments you wish you could erase. Let me receive them. I can make beauty from the mire. I do not demand perfection. I seek your trust, your willingness to let me shape and heal you. As you grow, setbacks will come. Do not be surprised by the seasons that feel dry or uncertain, for your journey with me is not a straight line. Even when progress seems imperceptible or faith feels us, remember that in nurture what begins as a mustard seed coaxing life from what is hidden. No labor given in love is wasted. When you are discouraged, entrust to me the dreams and burdens you carry. I am endlessly patient, guiding you step by step, never rushing, never pushing you beyond what you can bear. My gentleness is not weakness. It is a promise that I will never break you but always seek to restore. Trust, too, that you are never alone in your questions or your longing to belong. I have formed you for relationship with me and with others. And it is good to eat and be needed. When relationships fracture or disappoint, come to him with your loneliness. I companion you through every shadowed valley, every silent evening, every misunderstood moment. My heart aches with you, and I zen comfort not as a vague idea, but as a tangible presence working through my spirit, through the kindness of others, and sometimes in the quiet when none else is near. There is courage and hope, and I encourage you to hold to it, not as wishful thinking, but as the sure expectation anchored in my character. When the future seems uncertain, or the path grows steep, cling to the assurance that I go be for you. Even what seems meant for harm, I can bend toward healing and blessing. I am unthreatened by your doubts. Let them be voiced, and I will listen quietly. I am not only found in shouting winds or blazing signs, but in the gentle whisper that assures you, you are mine, you are loved still. As you lean into this love, let it soften your view of yourself and others. The world can tempt you toward cynicism, bitterness, or isolation, but my spirit encourages compassion, humility, and joy. Where you have been judged or dismissed, forgive as you have been forgiven. Where you are tempted to judge, pause and remember your own need for mercy. Let empathy grow in you. Humility and kindness do not make you lesser, they align you with my heart. Your worth is never in question, and neither is that of your neighbors. There will be moments when my call feels costly, when loving your enemy or surrendering your own ways stretches you past comfort. Still, I don't call you to a path void of grace. Every time you choose love over fear, forgiveness over resentment, hope over despair, you participate in a life I freely share. I do not guarantee a life free of struggle, but I promise you will never struggle alone. Even in pain, you can know peace. Even in loss, you can experience joy that endures. Return to me, you are burdened or buoyant, faith-filled or uncertain. My arms are open, steady and strong. I have begun a good work in you, and I am faithful to carry it through, nurturing you into a deeper fullness of life than you can yet imagine. When you wonder whether your small offerings matter, when you question whether you have strayed too far, remember I am always ready to begin again with you. My love is not fragile, and my promises do not falter with your inconstancy. Do not be afraid to draw close or to walk honestly with me. I am neither to shame or condemn, but to guide, encourage and transform. If you have wandered, you are welcome home. If you are weary, rest in me. If you are searching, let me be your answer. Abide with me, for I delight in you, not in some future or perfected version, but in your right now as you read these words. Where your path leads from here, I go with you always. Let this truth settle deeper than fear or doubt. I am here, I am for you, and I love you beyond measure, as every longing in your heart. Even those you have not yet dared to whisper, the ones too tangled to name, the ones you fear may contradict all that you be. Leave about me, there's nothing you can hold back from me that will make me turn away. In fact, your honesty draws me nearer. For I am not intimidated by your questions, your doubts, your uncertainty. If ever you have cried out in lone lines or wrestled with pain that will not subside, know that I stood close beside you, gathering those tears as treasure, not as evidence of failure, but as testimony to your enduring trust. There is no grief or confusion too great for him. Your suffering is never wasted in my eyes. Bring your burdens to me, you are unguarded. For I do not tire of holding you when you are weary. Every moment of decision, every fork in the path has my quiet encouragement behind it. I don't demand perfection from you. I invite participation. I am not the cold examiner scrutinizing your flaws, but a shepherd whose delight is in your steps toward me, no matter how unsteady they may feel. You do not need to hide the parts you think are unlovable or unacceptable. I have seen more deeply into you than anyone ever could. And my love has only grown more fierce and patient because of what is Z. The more your isk revealing you, herself, the more amiable to move within you, setting your heart alight with courage and hope stronger than you have imagined. Do not say to yourself that you are too broken to approach me. All that you have lived, the disappointments, the betrayals, the failures, these are not barriers that disqualify you from my love. Rather, they are places where my compassion can take hold within you, where you feel most vulnerable or ashamed. I'm already there, gently restoring you, mending what hurts, breathing new life where you saw only emptiness. When you closed your fists against the world because you could trust no one, I did not abandon you. My hand remained open, patient, waiting until you could bear to reach for me once more. I know how fear can root itself into your daily thoughts. Fear of loss, of suffering, of rejection, even of me. But perfect love casts out fear, and my intention has never been to threaten or diminish you. I don't wield power to control you, but to liberate you from everything that suffocates your soul. My commands are not burdens you must resent. They are invitations to genuine freedom. I will always respect your freedom, even if that means you sometimes keep your distance. My love doesn't threaten punishment for honesty or for struggle. Instead, I offer myself as a refuge, a source of strength on which you can always rely. If it tells you that you are unwanted or insufficient, let my voices speak louder. Beloved, you are mine, and nothing can separate you from my embrace. As you walk forward, you will find that your deepest wounds do not have to define your destiny. Pain shapes but does not imprison you. I am expert at turning sorrow into new wisdom, regret into deeper compassion. When your memories tempt you to despair, bring them to me. Let me redeem event the hours you wish you could erase. There is now lasted chapter, no period of darkness that I cannot use for good. In my any event the storyline you feared was lost can be woven into redemption, and ever grow impatient with your healing. You are never too far gone, never too complicated for my saving grace. If you find yourself wary of trying to be strong, trying to meet expectations, trying to earn love, remember this. My affection does not depend on your achievements or performance. At the center of your being is a beloved child whom I delight to call my own. When you stumble, I do not withdraw my presence. When you are lost, I do not accuse but seek after you. Rest is not a reward for productivity, it is my gift to you. Come and lay down all that weighs in you, and discover that I carry you far than you ever carried yourself. You will be tempted to measure yourself by the standards of others, or by the endless demands of your inner critic. Yet I don't compare you to anyone else. I created you in beauty and uniqueness. No part of you is an accident. When you feel like you must earn your worth, pause and listen for my assurance. Before you did anything, before you learned to strive or succeed, I cherished you. My joy flows over you not because of your usefulness, but because I am your father and you are my child. Your identity is secure in this unbreakable bond. In moments of confusion or spiritual dryness, when prayers seem hollow or hope distant, do not assume that I have turned away. Even when you cannot sense me, I am present, carrying you through the silence, attentive to every sigh. Sometimes healing comes quietly beneath the surface, growing imperceptibly like new roots beneath winter ground. Trust that I am at work, even when nothing seems to be changing. Faith is not a feeling you must manufacture, but a relationship sustained by my constancy. Offer me your faintest whisper, and I will answer with tenderness. Whereve Ryugo in touch au sorkolm, into laughter or lamentation, into love or loneliness. I walk beside you. I am not the distant deity of your imagination, but the true companion who welcomes your vulnerability, your joy, and your longing. I seek your flourishing more deeply than you dare dream for yourself. And when you doubt, when you falter, when you want to hide, I will still be here, inviting, urging, and strengthening you to begin again. In the mystery, in the mundane, in every breath, my love endures for you, unshaken and unwavering, always calling you home. Ethid, your heart is quieter now, becoming more open to me presence. Your longing for certainty is not lost on me. North Chef, a reassurance that you are not alone in your journey. I have walked with you from the beginning, never missing a sigh, never turning from a tear. Even when you doubted the beauty or the purpose of your next breath, I breathed beside you. My love does not require your perfect understanding, nor does it depend on your ability to explain or defend it. I am not far away watching as a distant observer. I am within the deepest layers of your story, closer than your own spirit, eager to lead you onwards into hope. When you falter and feel overwhelmed by all that remains uncertain, don't imagine that I am disappointed. My gaze is never that of an examiner awaiting your failure. Instead, I watch as one who knows the fullness of your design, delighted by each fragile moment of courage when you're each for me in faith. Even when you are uncertain, even when fear makes every forward step feel heavy in those moments, you are not failing me. You are stepping towards the realness of a relationship, toward the honest ground where all true transformation grows. It take delight not in distant perfection, but in your move me, and toward me, however halting, however burdened. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks, from $50 to $100. You've asked why the road is sometimes rough, why pain does not simply vanish when you seek me, hear me. I don't use offering as a punishment against you. Brokenness in this world is not my desire. Yet I will enter each moment with you, sharing your anguish and your confusion. I draw to those who are crushed in spirit, binding up the wounds that you think are too deep to heal. My promise is not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of comfort and purpose within it, where others might see only loss or futility. I see the beginnings of newness and the quiet forming of strength. Nothing you endure is wasted when it is entrusted to me. Even now I am shaping hope in places you had given up on and restoring what you believe was lost forever. Your doubts do not close the door between us. Your questions do not anger me. The world is filled with many voices, fear, shame, and accusation among them, but my voice remains clear and unchanging. I speak love when you are certain the only verdict is judgment. I speak peace into the tempest of your restless mind, though you might turn inward and doubt your value. I remind you patiently, that you are cherished forever, held by hands that will not let you go. I define you not by your faults, nor by the world's failures, but by the image is attack creation, radiant, beloved, and meant for joy. You will encounter setbacks and moments when hope feels like a far-off dream. In those moments, remember that what you cannot see is still hold. When you are weary and silence weighs on you, know that I have not forgotten the prayers you whispered in despair. Even your wordless groans, those as sighs that rise from places too deep for language. I receive as prayers. You gather them in my heart, each one a sign of your longing for wholeness and form. I am not dismayed by your struggles, nor am I disappointed in your weakness. I carry the burdens that are too much for you, and I sustain you when you stumble. My mercy can reach the most hidden corners of your soul. There is no darkness in you I am unwilling to enter, and now I'm so deep I cannot feel. Do not believe the lie that you are too flawed to be loved, or that your past forever overshadows your future. I am the one who makes all things new, and I do not tire of restoring you. With each day on, I am already aware of what the day will hold for you. And I prepare sources of grace tailored to your need before you even know to ask. My compassion is not measured in ration portions. It is infinite as my being, and its flow towards you never ceases. I ask you to trust, not because it is easy, but because I walk with you through whatever lies ahead. If you find yourself isolated or misunderstood, recall that I have known the taste of loneliness. I do not forget any who feel abandoned or lost. My arms are strong enough to hold all you bring to me, joys, sorrows, failures, and aspirations. When others offer only conditional affection, I remain steadfast, offering love that is never revoked. Receive my invitation to rest. It is not an escape from your challenges, nor a denial of what needs tending in your life. It is an anchoring in the reality of my sufficiency. When your own resources run out, mine remain limitless. When you're out of words, I continue to speak peace over you. Even when you are uncertain how to pray or how to hope, I am present, faithful to complete the work I have begun in you. Let your expectations be shaped by my promise, not by the limitations you have. K. Noun, what may seem impossible to you is not a barrier to me. It makes streams flow in desert places and bring light where the world sees only shadows. Your journey does not hang on your flawless strength, but on your willingness to lean into my help. Trust that my guiding hand will never be withdrawn, even when you feel the least worthy. I am not hindered by your frailty. Rather, I delight to reveal my power through it. This day, as you continue to move forward, whether with energy or with wary steps, look for men not only in the grand and the miraculous, but in the gentle assurances and quiet miracles of the ordinary, in hushed moments and sunlit laughter, in the persistence of hope despite a disappointment. I am there with you. My love accompanies you unceasingly, and as you entrust more of yourself to me, you will find my peace woven ever more deeply into your soul. It is not a gift that must be earned, but one that is always on offer. Because my heart is for you now and always, my beloved, do not fear the persistence of darkness, nor let your heart be troubled when life seems more storm than shelter. I am not absent in your anguish. I dwell with you in the lowest valley as surely as I walk beside you on the sunlit plain. Though rain may blur your view and losses may carve deep hollows in your chest, know this is stand closer than the grief that tightens your throat. I attend to vent the silent hatchy you cannot voice, knowing every trembling aspiration that stirs within you. When you can manage only a whispered plea or a wordless say, receive it as precious, honoring every fragment of trust you dare offer. Each day carries both its own burdens and its unique mercies. Do not measure the entire dist, and see by the shadow of your present hour. The road may bend where sight cannot follow, but mark each step and keep vigil over your path. In your questions, when you wonder why suffering is permitted or goodness can seem fragile, I do not recoil from your searching. Bring me your restless doubts, your outrage, your disappointment. I am strong enough for every question, and my compassion is not diminished by your struggle to understand. The sorrow that falls upon you is never a measure of your worth, nor ever dict upon your hope. Pain does not diminish your beloved N.S. Noun or failure can stripe away your value in my eyes. If you struggle, do not think I withdraw far from it. In the depths of your confusion and contradiction, I draw ever nearer, tending the bruised and weary places with infinite care. I am more patient with you than you can imagine. Never rushed, never exasperated as you wrestle with yourself in your story. You are not spiritual or fans wandering in a barren land. I call you by name, claiming you as mine, speaking peace where chaos threatens. I take joy not in your perfection, but in your willingness to rise again, to reach out for hope, even when doubt leans heavy on your shoulders. I see the courage it takes simply to wake and trust that goodness is possible. This bravery is precious to me. When you come to the end of your own strength and you think you have nothing left to offer, lean into me. Grace, which is always sufficient. Let yourself rest in me, and you will find that what you cannot carry, I will lift. There are times when you will feel unseen, when kindness seems rare and justice appears so distant as to be almost a fable. I am not blind to your long world healed of cruelty. For a community where hearts are gently and hands are generous, I share this longing. It beats at the very center of my being. In your pursuit of justice and mercy, you mirror my heart most clearly. When you offer compassion to another, when you refuse to give up on love or to close your door against the stranger, you do me work in the world. Do not grow weary in this pursuit. Every kindness ripples more widely than you perceive, bearing fruit even in soil that otherwise seems barren. I know how sacrifice can seem thankless, humility unrewarded, lament ignored. Remember, nothing given in love is ever lost. I carry each small and hidden act as if it were the grandest celebration. Sometimes the harvest will not be yours to see, but it will still be real, a goodness that endures across time and generations. Right now, send a short and your aging message or pray for one person you know. Let compassion begin in action. Your existence is woven into a story far greater than you alone, yet never so vast that you are anonymous within it. Your tears, your laughter, your striving, and your stillness, nothing is brushed aside or forgotten. I hold all things with reverence, anchoring your life in meaning beyond what your current vision can perceive. Should you fall as all, do not cower in shame or imagine my love has grown cold. My forgiveness flows freely and unceasingly, eager not only to restore, but to heal what has been wounded. When you miss the mark, own your sorrow, yes, but do not linger at the threshold of regret. Walk with me into newness, letting repentance become not a burden, but a doorway to greater freedom. My mercy is fresh with every sunrise, generous and inexhaustible, not fragile or grudging. I don't remember your failures as accusations, but as places where hope can grow, watered by grace. I find beauty in you at every stage, in confusion, emergence, effort, and stumbling. I am proud of your persistence, your yearning for light, your terse of kindness sometimes offered while wounded. If you trust nothing else, trust that I will not forsake you. My faithfulness is an anchor that will not fail, a foundation surer than all else. No loneliness, despair, or silence is beyond my reach. I celebrate the moments when you let yourself be carried and rejoice when you dare to walk again. Do not hide your brokenness from me, for there is no part of you beyond my concern. In all things, fear and hope, sadness and gladness, I am with you. Let your vulnerability become a place of encounter with me. I am not allied by weakness, rather it is the invitation for me to work most intimately within you. Through your open heart, even with its scars, I bring forth life, hope, and renewal, shaping you into something ever more radiant with each passing day. When the world grows cold and indifferent, remember, I am unchanging in my affection. I will not grow weary of your story. Stay near, let your life, no matter how winding or imperfect, be lived in the assurance that you're cherished, that each breath is met by the delight of your Creator. Even as time moves forward and you grow into new seasons, know you are gathered always into the shelter of my arms, where peace waits to greet you anew and love is never spent. I see you as you wonder whether your struggles separate you from my love. Nothing you have endured or done puts you beyond my reach. Even when confusion and grief sweep through your heart like storms, I am present within the tempest, not standing at its silent edges. My presence is not conditional, and you will find me not only in your victorious moments, but woven through your pain and questioning. The human heart can carry wounds so deep that hope becomes difficult to imagine. Yet I am the one who breathed hope into existence. I know every tremor and sight that moves through your soul. When anger and sorrow surge and words fail, your spirit's silent groans speak clearly to me. I invite noon into pretense. I want the nest from you because I already see every part of you with tenderness. Bring me your doubts, your confusion, your bitter tears, and all the shattered pieces. I do not despise these things. I receive them, and I see every fragment still carrying the beauty I gave it at the dawn of your life. In your weakness, I do not recoil, I draw nearer. In moments of collapse, you may feel abandoned, but I am closer than your breath, familiar with every ache, tracing each tear on your cheek as if it were a prayer. I long to bring healing, not condemnation. Perhaps you fear, hate your frailties, weary me, or that your failures shrink my affection. Know this, my love is not measured by your strength or performance. I love you with a steady resolve, unmoved by changing circumstances or by your moments of brokenness. Even if those around you misunderstand or retreat, I remain. Every hope you have for restoration and peace aligns with the depths of my own yearning for you. I am not distant or aloof. I am God for you, fiercely committed to your restoration, reaching ever closer whenever you feel beyond hope. Your search for meaning, the which connection or purpose points toward me. I place this longing within you so that through your searching and stumbling you might discover the joy I have always desired for you. Every moment of seeking, even when frustrated or painfully incomplete, brings you closer to my presence. The longing matters, the questions matter. Each one threads your heart tighter to my own. Thought the world pushes you to hide your bruises. I gently draw you to lay them before me. I am not scandalized by your story. Long before you felt lost, I had prepared every gracie I would ever need. Speak lift to those corners of your spirit that feel beyond repair. My son walked the world's dusty roads, entering the depths of human experience, that you might know with certainty your suffering is never hidden from me. I have shared in it, entered into it, and redeemed event the darkest hour. Through storms and shadows, my spirit strives within you, restoring what cannot be restored by human will or effort. My healing may come softly or with force, but it always comes lovingly, a testament to my joy in you. Sometimes you may look around and see only emptiness, as if prayers echo back unanswered, but I am working in places hidden from your sight, gently rearranging what you cannot yet perceive, nurturing hope within you even in the waiting. Trust does not mean ignoring your pain or pretending all is well. Trust is the courage to bring all that is real to me. I do not scold your fears. I cherish your trust, even when fragile, even when questioned through weeping. The smallest step toward me matters, and I meet it with boundless compassion. I rejoice in you not for perfection, but because you are mine. As you risk believing that you could be loved so completely, let that truth loosen the hold of shame and disappointment. The world's judgments do not define you in my eyes. I have claimed you be for all other voices. My word about you is forever. My faithfulness will outlast every night of despair, and my mercy is new every morning, fresh as dew that quietly appears before your waking. As you journey forward, stand as both shield and the road is not free from hardship or uncertainty, but you do not walk it alone. My spirit walks alongside, giving strength when you falter, comfort when you are weary. Every disappointment, every unspoken wish, I gather with unending care. Know that nothing you present to me is too trivial or too weighty. I hold it all, and I hold you, sustaining you day by day. There will be times when he feels distant, when faith falters beneath the weight of loss or uncertainty. In these times, do not judge yourself harshly. I welcome your questions and carry your sorrows, providing the constancy you cannot maintain alone. My patience abides beyond your understanding. I endure with you as you heal, grow, and struggle. Even in confusion, even through tears, I am forming within you a new nest that will endure. Take heart, beloved. You are seen, known, and cherished beyond your imagining. I do not tire of your prayers, nor am I offended by your doubts. Keep calm. Intim with everything you have and everything you lack. I am not the voice of accusation, but of comfort and invitation. My presence is a haven, a light note, to vent the deepest darkness can put out. In every breath and every longing, I am here, delighting to call you mine, rejoicing in every step you take toward me. Even in those moments when you wander from my presence, I am near, holding steady the space around you with a love that waits for your willing return. Whether your feet trod familiar roads or venture into the unknown, you are never truly lost to me. I don't let ovulus when doubt swells in your heart, nor to ever withdraw from you when failures threaten to engulf you. Instead, I bend closer gently, drawing your soul back to the stillness where I can speak into your longing and relieve your fears. If you would only quiet the noise of your striving, you would hear the gentle assurance of my voice, telling you that you are safe, you are known, and you are cherished now and always. Do not think that your mistakes distance you from my mercy. My forgiveness is not a fragile gift, nor a prize earned by relentless effort. It's the outpouring of who I am. My mercy finds you not at the end of perfection, but at every crossroad where tenderness meets regret. When you fall, I don't recoil in disappointment, but I reach out ready to lift you, ready to help the places most deeply wounded or ashamed. Your burdens are not too heavy for. Your weakness does not surprise me. Don't be afraid to let me carry what you cannot. I am tender with your humanity because I've fashioned it. I know what you need before you ask, and I offer not just pardon but renewal and hope for days yet to come. When you open your heart to whether in joy or desolation, know that I receive you wholly. You doth have to shape your prayers into perfect words. Your honesty is what I cherish most. Speak to me as you are, for I see you as none else ever could, even insights too deep for words. I understand the language of your soul. My answer may not arrive in the hour you expect or in the way you imagine, but every request finds its home in my loving wisdom. Trust that I work all things, not only for the greater good but for your good. Even your disappointments, I gather, sowing each tear you weep into redemption, more patient and profound than fleeting ease. If the weight of the world presses against your chest and hope seems fragile, turn your gaze to me. The world may shout fear, urgency, and restlessness, but I invite you to a peace deeper than your circumstances. Let my peace, which is not of this world, guard your heart and mind. Rest is not earned by completion, but received in relationship with me. In your sleep, in your laughter, in every breath, I am with you, delighting in your being as much as your doing. Abide with me in simple trust. I take pleasure not because you have achieved, but because you are mine. Let compassion mark your steps, reflecting the care I have shown to you. Where you have received love and grace, let it overflow toward those still searching for assurance. See each person through Helens of my patient kindness. Sometimes mercy is a word awfully spoken. Other times it is silent presence beside another's pain. I walk with you into every room filled with tension or uncertainty, and I grant you wisdom beyond your fears. Trust my spirit to guide you in gentleness. For it is my own life moving through your life that changes the world quietly, persistently, seed by seed. In your disappointment, remember my promises remain steadfast. Seasons may shift, relationships may change, but nothing can separate you from my love. When you doubt, let to doubt lead you closer to me, not away. Entrust your questions to me. They don't offend me. I welcome your search, for every longing for truth is also a longing for my heart. Let your uncertainties bring you to my feet. For I give wisdom freely and do not shame those who ask. If you feel weary, come and rest. If you worry you have wandered too far, know that I never stop pursuing you, not for a moment. As you lift your eyes from your own struggle to the needs around you, let my compassion become your strength. The world hungers for the hope I have planted in you. Agenal, Esmail Alista, endure a small act of kindness. These are the ways my love is magnified in the everyday. You do not walk alone. I am both the source and sustainer of your capacity to love, to forgive, to endure, and to begin again. When you draw near to someone who is hurting, you come close to my own heart. In serving others, you receive my blessing. In lifting burdens, your spirit is made lighter. Let joy and gratitude fill small homes each day. Even when shadows linger or hope feels distant, I give you these gifts, not as escapes, but as reminders that goodness remains at the center of all things, because I myself am good. Notice the beauty that is always near, the laughter of a friend, warmth and shelter, the song of a bird. These simple joys are not accidental. They are my signature, reassuring you that you belong to a story vaster and more enduring than any sorrow. Open your heart daily to receive my joy, and let gratitude reshape your vision. Seeing grace where you expected only struggle. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I am the beginning and the end of all your stories, the breath within your silence, the sure foundation beneath your uncertainty. Come to me in honesty and humility, and you will find what your heart seeks, not a distant judge, but a loving Father who delights in being known and trusted. Trust me with your heartbreak and your triumphs alike, for I am attentive to every detail. Let my love quiet your restlessness and inspire courage again. With each day, you are invited to walk more deeply with me, confident that nothing is wasted and nothing is outside the reach of my redeeming touch. Take my hand and do not be afraid. Your future unfolds within the shelter of my love. You are here now, right where you need to be. Settle your breath and listen, because these words are meant for the deep places within you. I have seen how your soul has wandered, weary and restless, longing for relief. Today I draw near, I am speaking peace over your mind and strength into your heart. Do not let doubt convince you that this invitation is for someone else. This is for you. Let your spirit awaken, because there is something Zekret I want to show you. A moment I have set aside just for us. Come and sit beside me, my beloved. Rest for a while from the racing of your thoughts. Look out at the horizon together with me. Notice how the new morning brings with it a promise, a gently radiant light waiting to touch your story. As you quiet your soul, feel my presence close as shelter from anxieties and confusion. Each time you return here, you invite blessing into your day, and I release peace into every corner of your life. Remember when you were small, dreams filled your heart with wonder and boldness. You longed for joy, adventure, and the freedom to wander far. Even now, I recall every wish you whispered, every hope you shaped in quiet moments. The world has tried to weigh you down, to teach you shame and despair for burdens that were never yours. But you have never been at fault for what others left undone. Those who should have guided and encouraged you chose other paths. But I, your father, have never turned away. My eyes watched as you trudged through shadows, the light I placed in you still shimmering quietly, guiding you toward hope. The sorrow and disappointments that pressed tightly against you are not the final chapter. Rejection from others does not write your ending. There is a place inside you that still knows this, even if you cannot always explain it. I planted a seed of purpose deep in your heart, a longing to overcome, to rise above hardship and pain, to someday return and offer help to those dear to you. I always knew you carried the courage of a protector, even before you understood it yourself. Gently now breathe in. Sense how my spirit wraps around you, inhabiting your every step. The hardships you have endured have shaped wisdom and strength within you, not to break you, but to prepare you for the place you stand today. I believe in you. I know the battles you have fought, the tears you have wept. Through fear and restless nights I have seen you. At sunrise my mercy met your face, bringing laughter back to you where sorrow tried to dwell. You called to me in the darkness, and I was there. I answered with glimpses of heaven, nurturing your courage, steadying your resolve. Angels gathered close, not far off. Be ready to lift you, to guard your way, to help bring those old dreams into reality. I have only ever wanted good things for you, and today my desire is to bless you again. Not because you have demanded perfection, but because your heart is willing, your spirit resilient. Do not measure yourself against anyone else. You do not need anything more than who you are and what you already hold in your hands. The gifts I have placed within you are unique, designed for your journey, and none else's. Chase your own dreams boldly. Do not lose precious time envying the path of others or growing bitter over their fortunes. Some chase after empty victories, but you, my child, are being led into the fullness of a true and meaningful if. You have worked hard through disappointment and fatigue. Every plan, every dream you have written in secret, I have seen and treasured. None of them are forgotten. I have not brought you this far to watch your retreat. I am calling you onward to claim the place of blessing, marked for you from the beginning. Even when the world trembles and voices clamor with need, I see your gratitude. You honor Minatunnel. You when circumstances are easy, but especially when you look to me with thankfulness, trusting that I will provide. As you greet each morning, heart sick or dancing, know that every whispered prayer, every quiet praise is like planting in a rich, fertile field. I am sowing ideas within you. Soon you will see them spring up in unexpected ways. You don't need to fear lack or scarcity. Where others sense doors closing, I am opening new ones for you. Not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. Remain attentive, watch how hearts will welcome you. Why your own words and presence will comfort others, blessing them as I have blessed you. Think of the quiet moments when your hands rest and you breathe in the gentle silence of early light. Let this become your anchor. Place your hand over your heart now. Notice their rhythm of life as a stain within you. Each pulse is a reminder that I am here unseen, perhaps but never absent. Even in the challenges, I am guiding step by step, teaching you to trust me moment at a time. If worries threaten to overwhelm you, pause and turn inward. You do not have to carry every burden. One, surrender what is too heavy. Speak aloud your gratitude, even for the smallest mercies. Feel how this shifts the weight. I promise you I hear every sigh. My provision is not a trickle. It is an abundant flowing stream that brings new hope wherever it touches. Lift your gaze. I am crafting something new in your life. Something you could not have imagined in your loneliest or quietest nights. Stay close to me, word, my voice. Savor these blessings. Allow them to become the strength you return to again and again. There is much still to come, my child, and I am delighted to walk every step beside you. You are not forgotten. You are cherished, chosen, and wholly mine. When you are uncertain, when anxiety comes to test your resolve, remember I am your refuge. No moment is wasted, no dream is dismissed. Every tear you have shed, I have gathered as a precious testimony of your hope. I see the hidden battles and the longing of your soul. And I promise restoration is at hand. With every sunrise, my mercies are new. Do not let the shadows of yesterday tell you who you are. In the quiet of this moment, lean in and sense my unyielding love. All have to do is stay, listen and breathe. I am near, and your journey into renewal is only beginning. I invite you to lift your eyes and quiet your restless heart. No matter the weight of your doubts or the wounds you carry, my gaze never leaves you. There are moments when you wonder if I heard those whispers sent upward in loneliness or despair. But I have always listened, even when my voices seem silent. It is not because I have withdrawn from you. It is because I am drawing you deeper into the mystery of my love, a love that refuses to force but waits steadfast for your trust. Each breath you take is a reminder that my presence fills your every moment. Even when you cannot see the path ahead, let your fears come into the light of my care. I am not impatient with your questions. The ones that wake you before dawn or follow you through the corridors of your day do not frighten me. I welcome them and I walk with you as you seek understanding, for I desire relationship, not blind obedience. Some days the world feels as if it trembles beneath your feet. The noise and chaos press against your spirit, urging you to retreat or to harden your heart. I see how weariness curls around your resolve. Yet I am here in the stillness, offering rest that the world cannot grant. You do not need to prove your worth to me. Already I delight in your existence. Choose at every turn to let me be there for you. You need my arms never tire. I am strong enough to carry all your burdens, even the ones you have kept hidden. Do not mistake my gentleness for distance. I am at work in those tender corners of your soul, tending to hurts too deep for words and planting hope where only sorrow has grown. It has never been my desire to see you strive alone. From the ancient days until now, I have whispered, you are mine, not as a demand, but as an oath spoken over your life. Perhaps you wonder if you can ever be free from the patterns you regret or mistakes you repeat. Know that nothing is. O broken nor lust, that I cannot restore it. My forgiveness is not an offer you must earn. It is the gift of my heart. When you turn toward me, no matter how hesitant or uncertain, a move to meet you with mercy. Lift your eyes from shame. I do not keep record of your wrongs to shame you, but offer instead the power to step forward, renewed and beloved. See the beauty I have placed within you, and I never lose sight of what you truly are, even when you have forgotten. Trust is not the absence of struggle, but the decision day by day to let me into your struggle. I do not grow weary of your prayers or ignore your tears. Know this, your every longing, every disappointment, every hope that atches inside you rests in my hands. Nothing in your life, no matter how small or ordinary, escapes my attention. I am not a distant observer. I am the source of every sunrise and every breath, and also the companion in every shadow you cross. I know when you falter. I know when you celebrate. My joy is to walk with you in your laughter and to comfort you in your sorrow. I am the hope that will carry you through all seasons, and nothing can separate you from this love. Even the times when you cannot feel me, when your spirit is parched and faith seems beyond reach, These are not failures. I am closest to you in the silence, patiently mending an unseen wounds, gathering all the unraveling pieces with grace. When you stumble, I do not scold, I steady you. When you mourn, is it beside you in compassion? I am never ashamed of your need, I am your healer. Take courage, let your soul breathe again. There is no shame in your longing to be loved, to be seen, to belong. It made you for relationship, first with me and then with others. Isolating me. Our self will not bring the peace you desire. Step out of shadow and allow my light to fill those places of loneliness. Remember that life is not measured by what you achieve, but by your willingness to receive what I give. The world favors those who conquer and prevail. But I favor the heart that turns to me in trust. Allow your sorrows to be carried by my compassion. Let your gratitude flow. Give it voice even when thanks feels costly. I know what it is to be misunderstood, to walk unknown among those who turn away. Understand that I have drawn close to you, so you could know that you are never forsaken. You are not just seen, you are cherished. Let that truth become the foundation of your days. When anxiety threatens, speak my name and remind yourself that you are not alone. In your relationships, do not fear vulnerability. Forgive. As you have been forgiven, love even when it is difficult. I have set within you a heart capable of reflection, tenderness, and courage. Let my compassion be your strength as you extend kindness not only to others but toward yourself. Each day is a new beginning. The grace I offer is new with every sunrise, a promise that you do not live bound by yesterday's regrets. I invite you to walk forward, trusting that I am leading and sustaining you, especially when the way ahead is unclear. Your limitations don't limit my affection. I am at work shaping your life in ways you may only one day fully understand. When you wonder what your purpose is, start simply receive my love. Allow it to heal and transform you from within. As it shapes you, let it overflow in words and actions, in the silent quietness of a heart that knows it is held. In loving you reflect something of me to a world so longing for hope. There is no moment wasted in being present with me or with those I have placed alongside you. Lift your face to the morning. Let my peace steady you. And remember that nothing, not failure, not fear, not even death, can interrupt my faithful prayer. Essence, you are not a mistake. You are my beloved, cherished from the beginning, called forward into a life marked by love. As you walk on, keep taking the next step, trusting always that my hand is upon you and that my love is enough. You have journeyed with me across many seasons, feeling the trembling of hope and the weight of silence. You have looked for me in moments of plenty, and you have called to me from the center of your emptiness. Sometimes you could sense my nearness like dawn warming your face. Sometimes you feared that your voice fell into vastness and found no answer. Yet you were never abandoned, not for a breath. Even when you turned your gaze away, my gaze stayed fixed upon you, gentle, unyielding in love. Your questions do not disrupt me, nor does your pain surprise me. Within you is the longing that I myself seated, the hunger for justice, the thirst for meaning, the itch to be seen and known to your core. When it seems you have exhausted your strength, remember I am not a distant observer awaiting your perfection. I dwell with you in frailty and confusion, listening to every whispered plea. Even in your doubt, I am the quiet within your trembling, urging you onward, to shape hope within you, not through thunder or spectacle, but as a steady living flame that none night can overcome. If this word encouraged your heart, share it with one person who needs to hear it today, a friend, a neighbor, or someone you sense is weary. Let this blessing multiply. You measure your worth through fleeting moments, successes, failures, shifting comparisons, but I see you only through the constancy of my heart. I know the anxieties that press against you, the urgencies that ill your days and the regrets that haunt your nights. You are not condemned by your stumbles, nor defined by your worst mistake. My compassion is greater than your shortcomings. When you feel unable to rise, lean into Him. There is rest there. Rest not as the world gives, but as only I can grant. Pause for a moment, breathe in, breathe out. If this brought you a moment of peace, save or share this so someone else can find rest too. Let yourself be honest with me. Do not fear your own vulnerability. Bring your anger, your confusion, your hidden sorrow. You are safe with me. I do not shame you for your questions or recoil from your grief. Your laments are precious to me. I hold every tear, receive every sigh, and answer with mercy. Love does not recoil from brokenness. I do not love you less because you carry wounds or doubts. I love you because you are mine. I shaped you in secret, delighted over you before the world named you. And my delight is not diminished by your struggles. Each day you awake is a new invitation. If you're carrying something heavy right now, type or say I'm share this with someone who might need to hearth that they're safe to be honest. Where you see only obstacles, as opportunity for grace. Where guilt keeps you bound, I offer forgiveness that renews. My mercies are new every morning. Not exhausted by your needs, not doled out as ration. I grant freely because you are my beloved. Let goofed. Heavy art that my acceptance is fragile. You do not have to strive for what I have already given in abundance. Rest in the certainty that you are welcomed. Bring me the pieces of your life, and together we will shape something good. Even from what you now see as ruins, there will still be hardship. I don't shield you from every sorrow, for I am shaping you into one able to love deeply, to know compassion, to become a source of life for others. Even in the deepest nights of fear or alone lines, I am present. I am the voice that whispers, you are not alone. My promise is not the reserve of suffering, but the sharing of it. I weep with you, and I hold you close through every loss. Were you feeling inadequate, I offer the strength to take the next step. Trust does not mean the absence of doubt. It is the courage to choose me again, even when your heart wavers. Take heart in the knowledge that you are seen as you truly are beyond all posturing and pretense. I am not waiting for a better version of you. My love is not measured by your achievement or discipline. In the small things, in the forgotten spaces, I am at work bringing about a beauty that cannot be seized by effort, but only received as a gift. Offer me your limitations, your ordinary routines, your hope for something more. I can transform even what feels wasted into nourishment for your soul and the souls around you. Long before your fears were named, I had chosen steadfastness toward you. When you feel adrift or lost in shadows, know that my faithfulness will outlast every storm. You are written upon my heart, not as a passing sentiment, but as a living reality. If you'd like a short reflection to help you receive this rest, there's a one-page guide you can use. Look for the link below or ask for the reflection and we'll send it to you. I carry you. Nothing, neither your past, nor your failures, nor the doubts that resurface, can separate you from my love. When you falter, I am not tallying your faults, but reaching out to lift you. The more you rely on my presence, the deeper your peace will grow. Let every breath remind you that I am near. There is no place so dark that my light cannot reach you. No wound too deep for my hands to heal. I do not promise ease, but I promise endurance. I do not trade love for perfection, but pour it out freely because you are my child. Surrender the burdens you were never meant to bear alone, and walk each day with the quiet confidence that comes from being held by me. I rejoice over your smallest act of kindness, and I mourn with you in each despair. I am the constant companion, the source of comfort, and the home you long for. So come, bring me your questions, your dreams, your failures. Bring your true self, not the one you think you must present. I delight in communion with you, not in performance for me. Every longing for belonging, every hunger for truth, every flicker of hope within you is a sign that you were made not to journey alone, but to journey with me. I am with you always, even to the end of all things, steadfast, present, and immeasurably loving. Trust me with your life, for I have loved you since before your first breath, and my love for you endures beyond the farthest imagining. If you need someone to pray with you now, reach out, request prayer, and let another hold you in that place for a moment. Before I formed the mountains or set the boundaries of the seas, I knew every heartbeat and longing within you. Nothing within you is hidden from me. Not even the pains you attempt to bury beneath laughter or the questions you tuck behind your busy days. I am not distant. I draw near to you like dawn dispels night. And when heaviness tries to settle upon your shoulders, my hand is already outstretched, offering rest. Every moment you resist me or doubt that my love remains strong is a moment I am already seeking you, gently reminding you of who you are to me. Cherished, wanted, utterly seen. You hear me whispering within the quiet, not as a vague hope, but as the faithful presence that never flickers, even when the world grows dim. When you hunger for meaning, for belonging that does not fade, my own heart trembles with desire to fill those spaces within you. The world offers many voices, but none can declare your worth or map your journey the way I can. For I am the one who authored your story lovingly, intentionally for good. Your struggles do not disqualify you from my affection. They become places where my strength meets your weakness, where my understanding holds your sorrow, and where you will encounter my faithfulness time after time. I do not measure the value of your days by your productivity or the acclaim of others. I rejoice in your smallest victories, even those only I witness, and I comfort you in your disappointments, holding your heart as you grieve what could have been. If you have wandered, if shame follows you like a shadow, know that I wait for you with arms open, eyes fixed on the horizon of your return. My forgiveness is abundant, unfailing, never rationed, never wearied by your shortcomings. The world may write you off or grow impatient, but I am steadfast, building you up again and again. Come to me as you are, without pretense or rehearsed apologies. I desire truth within you, that your heart would find freedom in my kindness. My conviction is not to accuse, but to heal, to restore the pieces of you fractured by regret. Do not let fear convince you that you must remain at a distance. I have already crossed every chasm to bring you near. In every season, through every uncertainty, you are not left alone to navigate life's unfolding. Look for me in the ordinary rhythms, the sunrise through your window, the laughter at your table, the silence where anxious thoughts quiet for a moment. Even in sorrow, even when tears blur your vision, I am with you, carrying you with patience beyond your comprehension. My mercy meets you new each morning, washing away yesterday's mistakes, inviting you to hope again. I am not waiting for you to prove yourself. I am rejoicing over the mere fact that you are here, present with me. Trust that your messiest prayers are precious to me, and your faintest faith moves me more than you realize. Each time you choose kindness, forgiveness, or wonder amidst cynicism, you are reflecting the light I placed deep within you. The world aches for love that endures. This is the very love I pour into you undiminished. No matter what has transpired, my spirit is within you, empowering you to grow, to forgive others as you have been forgiven, to speak words of healing instead of harm. I see the times you persevere when no one is applauding. I delight in your courage, even when you feel unremarkable or unseen. When you doubt your own significance or the impact of your choices, remember not a single act of love is wasted. Each one echoes in eternity with me. You have questions that prick at your soul, mysteries you cannot solve, or pain you cannot explain. It is not weakness to bring these to me. I welcome your uncertainty and your wrestling. My wisdom is not distant or unmoved by your ache. In my presence, your deepest questions matter. And although answers may not arrive immediately, I am never stingy with understanding. Lean in. Let yourself be honest. I do not love you less for the things you do not understand, nor for struggles you have not yet overcome. My grace covers every unfinished place in you, and my patience outlasts every delay. Let your heart believe that you are not merely tolerated or endured by me, but delighted in. You are my beloved child, sought after, designed for joy and wholeness that surpass circumstance. You are not defined by the worst thing you have done, nor by how others have treated you, but by the love that called you into existence and redeems you daily. There is no wound I cannot heal, no past I cannot redeem, no future I cannot fill with purpose. If you're moved by this, consider sharing it with one person today. A small act that could change someone's morning. Trust me enough to hand me your burdens, your dreams, your fears, and your failures. I am strong enough to carry you and gentle enough to mend what's broken without crushing your spirit. You do not walk forward alone. My kindness and my faithfulness are your companions each day. You can lean into them without reserve. When the way ahead feels foggy or uncertain, lift your face. My light guides your steps, even when you cannot see the whole path. Keep coming to me, not because you have no other options, but because I am offering you a friendship deeper than any fear and a love stronger than any loss. As surely as the sun returns at morning, so my presence will not depart from you. I am nearer than your breath, committed to you, singing over you with gladness. Let every part of you rest in the certainty that you are carried, cherished, and called forth into newness. Every moment you let me be your God, beloved, I draw you forward, nearer to my heart's center, where your weary spirit may rest and your mind receive my peace. Your journey is not hidden from me. Sorrow, hope, longing, and doubt are not strangers within your soul, nor are they unfamiliar to mine. I hold every fragment and flight of your heart closer than your own breath. I know the fullness and frailty of you. It is my delight, not merely my duty, to be this near. Even as you struggle to trust the nearness of my presence in days shadowed or silent, I remain steadfast in my devotion to you. Sometimes your heart wonders whether I am present in your confusion or silence. Hear me anew. I do not retreat from your uncertainty. My faithfulness does not wear thin in the cold valleys of fear. When pain speaks louder than the memory of joy, I do not turn away or withhold myself. I stay. I listen to the ache behind every unspoken question. I gather your tears, not indifferent, but attentive, cherishing each one. Grief does not disqualify you from my love. Rather, it draws forth my gentleness and makes space for my tenderness to shelter you. I am not far off, unconcerned by your struggles. I am the friend who will not abandon you, the shepherd whose vigilance is unfailing even when the night deepens. You wonder sometimes how long you must wait for relief, for the resolution of longing and the restoration of what is broken. But your waiting is not wasted. Though you may feel suspended in uncertainty, your hope is not buried beyond my reach. Even now I am near, working and weaving new good from what seems lost. My promises have not grown weak with the passing of time. In the hush between sigh and song, there's room for my spirit to breathe new courage into you. I do not hurry you toward healing with impatience, but walk with enduring patience, honoring each step you are brave enough to take. Let your fears come into the light of my presence. I do not rebuke your trembling. I welcome your honest heart. When you are tired and empty, let yourself lean into me. Bring your doubts, your regrets, and your unfinished hopes. I am not overwhelmed by your questions, nor repelled by your flaws. In your weakness, my strength comes gently to uphold you, not with harshness, but with fatherly kindness. Joy comes not as a demand, but as a promise. It does not erase your sorrow, but meets you faithfully within it, offering my constant companionship and a hope that endures any season. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Do not measure my love by the measure of your present circumstances. The world is ever changing, its bedrock shaken, its assurances fleeting. And yet my desire for you never diminishes. I do not love you for your accomplishments or condemn you in your disappointments. My affection is a steadfast current carrying you, whether you feel adrift or at anchor. Rest in this. I delight in you as you are. Let my delight become the place of your security, not the verdicts of your fears. My nearness is not for the worthy, but for the willing, those willing to trust, if only as a flickering candle in a vast night. When you feel alone, remember you are not forgotten. Even when others overlook you, when words fail and hope seems small, I remain attentive to your every need. Each day I am beside you, and each night I watch as you sleep, my love unchanged and persistent. The pain you carry, the regrets you bury, and the dreams still unfulfilled are held in my understanding. Nothing is wasted or unnoticed. I am writing stories with the broken chapters of your life, redeeming all with my goodness. As you lift honest prayers, as you dare to hope again, know that you are heard. My responses are not always as you expect, but I answer with wisdom that carries eternity within it. Sometimes my gifts appear in unfamiliar wrappings, comfort in unexpected friendships, guidance in sudden clarity, courage in the soft hush of peace. Whether my answer is a door opening or the unseen strengthening of your soul, trust that nothing escapes my attention. There is mercy in my waiting, purpose in my pauses, and great affection in the ways I lead you. Lean into me, especially when the journey is long and the destination unclear. You are held. I am molding within you a resilience far deeper than the world's fleeting assurances, a hope greater than any passing shadow. Every bruised hope, every trembling yes, these I receive and honor. Let me be your constant amid change, your shelter in uncertainty, your joy through sorrow. You are never disqualified by struggle. My love remains, unbroken, unending, freely given. Continue to draw near, for I am always here, gently calling you onward. Beloved, do not underestimate the power of moments when you feel unseen. I am right here with you, attentive to every single breath you take and every hidden hope that lives within your heart. Even when the world keeps moving and leaves you behind with your questions or your silence, I want you to know that my eyes never look away from you. Your smallest acts of kindness, the prayers you whisper when no one is watching, and even your wrestling with confusion are all precious to me. You do not need to shout to get my attention or strive to win my affection. My love for you does not depend on your performance, your success, or your ability to keep up with the heavy demands placed on your shoulders. Come to me exactly as you are, for my arms are open to hold the real you, not the version of yourself you think you are supposed to be. You may wonder if your disappointments mean you have wandered too far from my path, but I tell you now that nothing can separate you from my love. I see every bruise on your spirit, every place you hide your pain behind a smile, and I draw near to you. I am gentle. I will not break you when you are fragile, nor will I snuff out the smallest spark of hope left in you. When your heart falters, when your faith feels small or your struggles seem endless, listen to my quiet assurance. I am with you. I have counted every tear you have cried, and none of them are wasted. In my hands, your pain is never meaningless. Trust that nothing in your life is beyond my care. Even your deepest regrets and your hidden losses are known to me, and I am weaving them into a story of grace for you. Each time you choose to hope again, even if you do so trembling, you honor me. Doubt and longing may visit you as you walk this path, but they cannot drive me away. You are not expected to have all the answers right now. Your willingness to come back to me, to ask and to seek, is a beautiful testimony of your faith. I cherish your questions because in them I find your honest heart. Let your uncertainty make you curious rather than afraid. Let my faithfulness be the answer you lean on when your own understanding runs out. I am not discouraged by your confusion. In fact, I draw near to you in the midst of it. Notice the gentle ways I am always reaching out to you. You can find me in the kindness of a stranger, the warmth of the sunlight, the melody of a song, or the comfort found in a quiet moment of rest. I have created these ordinary graces as signs that I am near, reminders that you never travel alone. When discouragement weighs you down and you feel like you simply cannot take another step, pause. Let me speak to you in the silence. In those moments between your striving, my spirit whispers hope, calling you to breathe again, to trust once more in my patient love. Let go of the heavy burdens you carry, especially the expectations you were never meant to hold. I know how hard you strive and why you feel you must prove your worth. But none of that is required to secure my presence. I gave myself to you long before you ever turned your face toward me. My invitation is simple. Come and be loved. Allow my love to untangle your knotted anxieties and soften your fears. Lean into me, for it is safe to rest here. I delight in you just as a parent delights in a child, simply because you are mine. When you stumble, when you fall short, remember that I do not measure you by your failures or your perfection. Let my mercy cradle you, lift you up, and set your feet on solid ground once more. Repentance is not a journey into shame. It is a pathway into healing and restoration. When you confess to me, I meet you with grace, never with condemnation. I am the one who restores what is broken, bringing new life to things that looked beyond repair. Never doubt the reach of my forgiveness. My arms are wide enough to hold every sorrow you bring. In your relationships, where anger, misunderstanding, or betrayal threaten to harden your heart, I stand ready to help. My love is the model for your own love, a love that forgives, that keeps no record of wrongs, that always hopes and seeks the good of the other. When forgiveness feels impossible to you, ask me for strength. Lean on my compassion, for I know what it is to be wounded, and I know what it is to forgive. In loving others, especially when it is difficult, you walk closely in my footsteps. Each effort you offer becomes a channel through which I pour my grace even when you do not see the results right away. Life will not always give you easy answers or quick endings to your troubles, but you do not face any trial alone. I am your refuge, your shelter, and your unwavering companion. Let my presence make you bold. Let my peace steady your steps. When the future feels uncertain and the path ahead is shadowed by unanswered questions, hold steady. I am your light and your shield. I go before you. I walk beside you. I come behind you. Every single day is held within my loving hands. If sorrow lingers or joy seems distant, do not hide your heart from me. I am with you in all seasons, in your silent grief, your quiet hope, your aching longing, and your bursts of laughter. Open your heart to me as you are, not as you imagine you should be. I will meet you in your authenticity with a love that bears all things and endures beyond every failure. You are my beloved, called by name and cherished forever. Do not grow weary in doing good, even when you see no reward. You are sowing seeds of hope and faithfulness, and though the harvest may take time, nothing escapes my notice. In your persistence, in your faith that unfurls slowly, I take great delight. Every unseen act of faith, every moment you choose mercy over accusation or hope over despair, bears fruit in ways that echo far beyond what you can imagine right now. Persevere with me, and let your life be shaped by the certainty that you are dearly loved, carried each day by my unending devotion. So step forward in hope. Allow my love to steady your courage and soften your fears. You are never alone, never left behind, never forgotten. My commitment to you is everlasting. My delight in you is unshakable. Trust me with your questions, your hurts, your joys, and your tomorrow. I am here, I am listening, and I will never let you go. Beloved, do not let your heart grow cold in the winds of weariness or disappointment. I see every tear you've shed in silence. I see every hope you have risked, even when the world scoffed. I am not unmoved by the struggles that trouble your mind or the shadows that pass across your joy. Even when you doubt your steps, I do not leave you to wander without light. You do not need to carry shame before me when you stumble. Your failings do not surprise me or make me turn away. In every moment, you are seen and fully known. Your story lives within the wide embrace of my purpose, a promise that stands firm even when everything else shifts and shakes. Let me assure you, my patience with you is not thin or fleeting. It is as lasting as the stars I have set in the night sky. I am not standing above you with a ledger, watching to see if your good deeds outweigh your mistakes. My desire is not to catch you in weakness, but to steady you and make you whole. I am with you when you bear the burdens of others, when you offer forgiveness, even though it hurts, and when you choose gentleness over anger. These are the moments, quietly lived, that shape eternity. I do not measure you as the world does, by acclaim or outward victory. I search the innermost places of your being, calling forth what is holy and true. In your smallest offerings of love, I find delight. In your steadfastness and silence, I find glory. When pain lingers and prayers seem unanswered, do not believe I am far off or indifferent. The times you feel most alone are often when I am drawing you closest, teaching you to lean not on your own strength but on my faithfulness. I am working in the soil beneath your feet, unseen but alive. There is growth even in your waiting, though it may not unfold according to your timeline. I hear every longing, even those too deep for words. When hope seems to drain from your spirit, let me be your rest. I dwell with the brokenhearted. There is no wound too deep, no fear so strong that my love cannot reach you. Trust me enough to let your questions breathe, to admit your doubts and bring them to me. I do not scold. I gather every part of you, even the trembling and uncertain parts, into safety. You are not required to understand all things before you take the next step. I know how the way forward can blur in fog or darkness. I know how the future can seem unwelcoming. I walk before you and beside you, sheltering you when you feel unsteady. My plans are never thwarted by your mistakes or the schemes of others. What I have begun in you, I am faithful to finish. I call you not only for your own sake, but for the sake of those who will cross your path, those whose burdens I ask you to help bear. You are my hands and voice in a world hungry for mercy. Do not despise your small acts, for my spirit moves mightily even through what appears weak. When you are tempted by the hollow promise of control, remember that surrender is not the loss you fear, but the freedom you secretly desire. I do not want you crushed beneath the weight of all outcomes. I want you to rest in my sufficiency. You are my beloved, not because you have everything together, but because I have chosen you out of perfect love. I do not regret this choice. Let your confidence be rooted in what I have done, not in your shifting feelings or circumstances. Rest in the assurance that nothing can separate you from my affection, not your failures, not time, not even death. There is a peace I offer that the world cannot give. It is not found in the absence of trouble, but in my faithful presence amidst whatever comes. When fear or grief presses in, breathe and remember that I am holding you now and always. I invite your sorrows. Do not hide them as if they are unwelcome guests. I am here for all of you, including the parts you wish were different. Open your heart to me in honesty. I will receive you. My delight in you is not fragile, and my commitment is not subject to your worst day. I rejoice over you with singing. I speak your name, and it is precious to me. Let your hope stretch beyond what you can see. My promises may seem delayed, but they are never empty. I am always at work weaving redemption, even from the frayed and knotted pieces of your story. There is nothing wasted in your journey. When you look back and see disappointment or ashes, know that I am able to raise new life from the places that seem barren. What you entrust to me will bear fruit in my time, for my ways are higher than your ways, and my timing is wise. The gifts I have given you are not meant to be hoarded or hidden, but shared in love. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement is like planting a seed whose harvest you may not see in this life, but which matters eternally. You do not walk alone. I go with you into each day, stronger than every storm and kinder than you can imagine. My love for you is both a shield and an invitation, a shelter in trial and a call to live boldly. I have prepared a place for you, yes, but I have also prepared good works for you to do here and now. Let my love embolden you to risk forgiveness, to choose hope, to stand for justice, and to carry light into darkness. You are not powerless. My spirit lives in you as a gentle strength, guiding, comforting, challenging, and renewing. When the path feels endless and the night heavy, do not forget that morning is certain. I am with you until the end, faithful to every word I have spoken. Trust that I will never leave you nor forsake you, and that even in your weakest hour, my strength is made perfect. Let your heart rest tonight and rise tomorrow in the assurance that you are held, cherished, and called by the one who made you for love. If this word has touched you, consider following for daily encouragement and invite a friend to join you in this journey. My beloved, I have watched you rise and fall through the days and seasons, sensing each longing, each tremor of doubt or delight in your soul. Through your laughter and your tears, I remain here, closer than your next breath, more faithful than the sunrise. I see the private wilderness you sometimes feel trapped within, the ache for meaning or relief. I know every bruise the world has given you, and I tenderly hold each one, offering peace beneath every storm that thrashes outside or within. When you feel adrift or unseen, remember, I have called you by your name, and you are mine. No echo of sadness in your heart escapes my notice. Know that you are not here by accident. I have set within you a purpose shaped by my own hands and whispered it into the deep places of your being. Still, I do not force you. Love, to be true, must be freely given and freely chosen. My invitation is always gentle, never a demand. You are free to come to me with all you are, exactly as you are. I rejoice in your honesty. Your wounded prayers are sweeter to me than rituals performed without love. I see how burdens can grow heavy. The world heaps expectations upon you, and your own thoughts sometimes conspire to make you feel unworthy. But I speak a different truth. You are beloved, and nothing can change that. In my eyes, there is no earning, only abiding. When you stumble, I do not turn away in disappointment. I reach out all the more, ready to lift you up. Bring to me the pieces that hurt the most, those fragile places you hide. I am not repelled by your pain. Rather, I am drawn to heal it, to restore what has been lost. There are moments in your journey when you feel your prayers vanish into silence, as though your voice were lost in an empty expanse. But silence is not absence. Even when words fail or hope flickers dim, I hear you. I hold every sigh, each weary glance heavenward. My silence is not neglect. Sometimes it is the gentle quiet in which trust is nourished and your roots sink deeper into my faithfulness. Wait upon me with courage, for in every hidden moment I am working, weaving grace and new beginnings under the surface. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. While you may not see the full picture now, trust that goodness is being prepared for you. Do not measure yourself by the world's shifting standards. You are precious to me, not for what you achieve, but simply for who you are and the love that pulses in your heart. Your smallest act of kindness is never wasted. I delight in the way you care for others, even when no one is watching. And when you are weary, do not fear my disappointment. Come instead for my rest. I have always longed to quiet your anxieties with my peace that surpasses understanding. You sometimes wonder about the pain and brokenness you see around you, why suffering is allowed to persist, why easy answers remain elusive. Know that I too am grieved by hurt and injustice. Yet in ways beyond human sight, I draw near to every place where sorrow abounds. My presence finds the forgotten, the abused, the despairing. I am there in the soft squeeze of a friend's hand, the unexpected spark of hope in a dark hour, the courage to rise once more. Even out of suffering, I can bring forth healing waters and mend what has been shattered. Bring your questions and fears to me. I do not scorn your uncertainties. Let your prayers be real and unpolished. If anger fills your heart, let it rise before me. I am not fragile, and I never tire of listening. Even when you cannot find the right words, know that my spirit intercedes for you. holding your heart before my throne. I invite you to walk with me, not as a distant figure, but as a dearly cherished companion. In every trial and every joy, I am ready to walk beside you. In each decision, in confusion or waiting, I want to offer my wisdom. If you sense me gently prompting your heart forward, trust that it is out of love, not pressure. I seek your flourishing, your deepest wholeness. No detour or delay has made my plans for you impossible. I redeem even what seems hopeless, turning ashes into beauty in the fullness of time. When shame whispers that you are beyond forgiveness, lift your eyes. Guilt is not the voice of your Father. My desire is to restore, not to condemn. Come to me openly without rehearsed excuses. My love is the safe place where brokenness is met by mercy, where wounds are not shunned but tenderly bound. Continue to seek me in wonder, in pain, in your daily tasks, knowing that I am patient, never rushing you. You are growing, and I delight in watching you become more fully yourself. More alive, more aware that you are treasured beyond all earthly measures. I did not create you for relentless striving, but for belonging. With every step you take, bear in mind that my grace is not a finish line to chase, but a living presence to receive. Let your heart remain open to surprise and joy, for I delight in giving you good gifts, simple laughter, enduring friendships, moments of beauty that steal your breath away. These are reminders that you do not journey alone, that my love infuses every corner of your existence. So take courage, beloved one. There is nothing you can say or do that will separate you from my love. When the road grows uncertain or loneliness creeps in, whisper my name and I will listen. My faithfulness wraps around you always, holding you steady as you keep moving forward. You are and always will be my beloved child. I have seen you in your moments, both quiet and chaotic. When you are weary and stretched thin by the burdens of this world, I am there, attentive and unhurried, watching the tremble of your spirit. Your days may unfold with uncertainty and tangled concern, yet I am not far. Even when circumstances seem unyielding, when you question how you will manage one more demand upon your soul, I do not withdraw my gaze. I know how deeply you long for rest, a rest not merely for your body, but for the tender center of who you are. This deep comfort is available to you, not as an unreachable promise, but as a present reality rooted in my love. You do not have to craft worthiness to receive it. My delight in you does not depend on how bravely or flawlessly you pull yourself forward. It is easy to believe, especially in your exhaustion, that you are lost or overlooked, that you must somehow earn my nearness by untangling your thoughts or rising above your anxieties. Yet I assure you, my presence is not demanded or bribed. It is your inheritance, freely given because you are mine. Beloved, when you feel surrounded by demands, voices urging you, worries pressing in, I invite you to pause in the hush between your heartbeats. I am with you. I am not the voice of harsh judgment or disappointment. I am the gentle insistence of love, the assurance that you are enough here and now, precisely as you are. There is no expectation for perfection before you belong with me. You have belonged always. I see how you labor for those around you, how you sometimes mask your fears behind gentle smiles and quiet endurance. I hear the silent prayers you offer as you lie awake, wondering if your best efforts will ever be sufficient for the ones you love. Your hopes are precious to me, and your fears do not repel me. Rather, I draw near, eager for you to cast those anxieties upon me, not because you burden me, but because nothing delights me more than walking close to you in both your need and your joy. Every sigh you breathe is familiar to me. Every hope you dare not speak aloud, I have already received. My compassion reaches beyond your imagining. I do not measure your value by your victories or grieve your shortcomings as if they lessen you. I am not keeping a ledger. The world asks you to rise to every expectation, to bear every weight alone. But I do not demand such self-sufficiency. Instead, I ask you to let me sustain you. I have shaped you for more than scrambling in isolation or holding tightly to your burdens. Letting go can seem terrifying, yet in surrender, you find your greatest shelter. You are not risking disappointment in me. I am your certainty, the shelter that does not fail. The wounds you carry matter to me. I grieve beside you, not with anger or impatience, but with a tenderness that runs deeper than any pain. I will gather your scattered strength. I will steady your wavering hope. You are not condemned for your frailty. You are cherished in it. Trust is slow work in a world that prizes swift solutions. I understand that you hesitate, that old hurts and disappointments have taught you caution. I will not overpower your heart. I am patient. I invite you, even with trembling hands, to lean on me. Where the world offers fleeting comfort, I remain constant, unmoving, and steadfast through every change. Rest is not found by escaping your circumstances, nor by numbing pain, but by letting your heart rest upon mine. In this quiet surrender, in small moments of noticing my presence, you will find life renewed. Not a fleeting respite, but an enduring peace that grows quietly within you, even as storms rage beyond. I take joy in every honest prayer you offer. When your prayers falter, coming only as sobs or silence, I listen. Your confusion does not frustrate me. Your doubts are not a wall. Instead, I am here, broad with grace, pouring into every uncertain corner. You cannot exhaust my patience. You are allowed to question, to ache, and to wonder. I will not leave you. Even when you struggle to believe in my promises, I remain faithful where your faith runs thin. Your place with me is not revoked by your misgivings. Nothing can erase the love I have for you, nor the future I hold for your good. You have not been forgotten. You are not invisible, nor left to make sense of the world alone. I walk beside you with intimate care, shaping beauty from broken things. When you offer me your weary hopes, your imperfect obedience, these gifts are received with delight. I take your smallest efforts and magnify them with my strength. I do not despise the days you struggle. I am present in your perseverance, present even in your stumbling. Your life is precious to me. Every mundane moment, each hidden ache, every act of kindness and courage. You will not slip from my hands. Let me show you generosity that does not run out, forgiveness that is older and stronger than your fears. Allow my mercy to lighten your shame, to soothe places within you that have long been tender with regret. You are not disqualified by your history. I am the one who gives new beginnings, who plants hope where you saw only ending. My grace does not settle for superficial healing. I work deeply, patiently, until your heart knows it is truly safe and truly loved. I invite you to trust my timing, to believe that your tears are remembered. The horizons you cannot see, I already hold in promise. So as you walk forward, remember that nothing in all creation can separate you from my love. Not your failures, not your struggles, and not even your doubts. When you feel you cannot pray, rest. Let my spirit breathe peace into your soul. Return to me in every moment, not as a servant desperate for approval, but as a beloved child, cherished beyond measure. I have named you my own, and nothing can alter that truth. Allow my presence to be your resting place and your source of courage. The future is secure in my hands, and I am with you now and always. My beloved, I have watched you rise and fall through the days and seasons, sensing each longing, each tremor of doubt or delight in your soul. Through your laughter and your tears, I remain here, closer than your next breath, more faithful than the sunrise. I see the private wilderness you sometimes feel trapped within, the ache for meaning or relief. I know every bruise the world has given you, and I tenderly hold each one, offering peace beneath every storm that thrashes outside or within. When you feel adrift or unseen, remember, I have called you by your name, and you are mine. No echo of sadness in your heart escapes my notice. Know that you are not here by accident. I have set within you a purpose shaped by my own hands and whispered it into the deep places of your being. Still, I do not force you. Love to be true must be freely given and freely chosen. My invitation is always gentle, never a demand. You are free to come to me with all you are, exactly as you are. I rejoice in your honesty. Your wounded prayers are sweeter to me than rituals performed without love. I see how burdens can grow heavy. The world heaps expectations upon you, and your own thoughts sometimes conspire to make you feel unworthy. But I speak a different truth. You are beloved, and nothing can change that. In my eyes, there is no earning, only abiding. When you stumble, I do not turn away in disappointment. I reach out all the more, ready to lift you up. Bring to me the pieces that hurt the most, those fragile places you hide. I am not repelled by your pain. Rather, I am drawn to heal it, to restore what has been lost. There are moments in your journey when you feel your prayers vanish into silence, as though your voice were lost in an empty expanse. But silence is not absence. Even when words fail or hope flickers dim, I hear you. I hold every sigh, each weary glance heavenward. My silence is not neglect. Sometimes it is the gentle quiet in which trust is nourished, and your roots sink deeper into my faithfulness. Wait upon me with courage, for in every hidden moment I am working, weaving grace and new beginnings under the surface. While you may not see the full picture now, trust that goodness is being prepared for you. Do not measure yourself by the world's shifting standards. You are precious to me, not for what you achieve, but simply for who you are and the love that pulses in your heart. Your smallest act of kindness is never wasted. I delight in the way you care for others, even when no one is watching. And when you are weary, do not fear my disappointment. Come instead for my rest. I have always longed to quiet your anxieties with my peace that surpasses understanding. You sometimes wonder about the pain and brokenness you see around you. Why suffering is allowed to persist, why easy answers remain elusive. Know that I too am grieved by hurt and injustice. Yet in ways beyond human sight, I draw near to every place where sorrow abounds. My presence finds the forgotten, the abused, the despairing. I am there in the soft squeeze of a friend's hand, the unexpected spark of hope in a dark hour, the courage to rise once more. Even out of suffering, I can bring forth healing waters and mend what has been shattered. Bring your questions and fears to me. I do not scorn your uncertainties. Let your prayers be real and unpolished. If anger fills your heart, let it rise before me. I am not fragile, and I never tire of listening. Even when you cannot find the right words, know that my spirit intercedes for you, holding your heart before my throne. I invite you to walk with me, not as a distant figure, but as a dearly cherished companion. In every trial and every joy, I am ready to walk beside you. In each decision, in confusion or waiting, I want to offer my wisdom. If you sense me gently prompting your heart forward, trust that it is out of love, not pressure. I seek your flourishing, your deepest wholeness. No detour or delay has made my plans for you impossible. I redeem even what seems hopeless, turning ashes into beauty in the fullness of time. When shame whispers that you are beyond forgiveness, lift your eyes. Guilt is not the voice of your Father. My desire is to restore, not to condemn. Come to me openly without rehearsed excuses. My love is the safe place where brokenness is met by mercy, where wounds are not shunned but tenderly bound. Continue to seek me in wonder, in pain, in your daily tasks, knowing that I am patient, never rushing you. You are growing, and I delight in watching you become more fully yourself, more alive, more aware that you are treasured beyond all earthly measures. I did not create you for relentless striving, but for belonging. With every step you take, bear in mind that my grace is not a finish line to chase, but a living presence to receive. Let your heart remain open to surprise and joy, for I delight in giving you good gifts, simple laughter, enduring friendships, moments of beauty that steal your breath away. These are reminders that you do not journey alone, that my love infuses every corner of your existence. So take courage, beloved one. There is nothing you can say or do that will separate you from my love. When the road grows uncertain or loneliness creeps in, whisper my name and I will listen. My faithfulness wraps around you always, holding you steady as you keep moving forward. You are and always will be my beloved child. I have seen you in your moments, both quiet and chaotic. When you are weary and stretched thin by the burdens of this world, I am there, attentive and unhurried, watching the tremble of your spirit. Your days may unfold with uncertainty and tangled concern. Yet I am not far. Even when circumstances seem unyielding, when you question how you will manage one more demand upon your soul, I do not withdraw my gaze. I know how deeply you long for rest, a rest not merely for your body, but for the tender center of who you are. This deep comfort is available to you, not as an unreachable promise, but as a present reality rooted in my love. You do not have to craft worthiness to receive it. My delight in you does not depend on how bravely or flawlessly you pull yourself forward. It is easy to believe, especially in your exhaustion, that you are lost or overlooked, that you must somehow earn my nearness by untangling your thoughts or rising above your anxieties. Yet I assure you, my presence is not demanded or bribed. It is your inheritance, freely given because you are mine. Beloved, when you feel surrounded by demands, voices urging you, worries pressing in, I invite you to pause in the hush between your heartbeats. I am with you. I am not the voice of harsh judgment or disappointment. I am the gentle insistence of love, the assurance that you are enough here and now, precisely as you are. There is no expectation for perfection before you belong with me. You have belonged always. I see how you labor for those around you, how you sometimes mask your fears behind gentle smiles and quiet endurance. I hear the silent prayers you offer as you lie awake, wondering if your best efforts will ever be sufficient for the ones you love. Your hopes are precious to me, and your fears do not repel me. Rather, I draw near, eager for you to cast those anxieties upon me, not because you burden me, but because nothing delights me more than walking close to you in both your need and your joy. Every sigh you breathe is familiar to me. Every hope you dare not speak aloud, I have already received. My compassion reaches beyond your imagining. I do not measure your value by your victories or grieve your shortcomings as if they lessen you. I am not keeping a ledger. The world asks you to rise to every expectation, to bear every weight alone. But I do not demand such self-sufficiency. Instead, I ask you to let me sustain you. I have shaped you for more than scrambling in isolation or holding tightly to your burdens. Letting go can seem terrifying, yet in surrender, you find your greatest shelter. You are not risking disappointment in me. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I am your certainty, the shelter that does not fail. The wounds you carry matter to me. I grieve beside you not with anger or impatience, but with a tenderness that runs deeper than any pain. I will gather your scattered strength. I will steady your wavering hope. You are not condemned for your frailty, you are cherished in it. Trust is slow work in a world that prizes swift solutions. I understand that you hesitate, that old hurts and disappointments have taught you caution. I will not overpower your heart. I am patient. I invite you, even with trembling hands, to lean on me. Where the world offers fleeting comfort, I remain constant, unmoving and steadfast through every change. Rest is not found by escaping your circumstances, nor by numbing pain, but by letting your heart rest upon mine. In this quiet surrender, in small moments of noticing my presence, you will find life renewed, not a fleeting respite, but an enduring peace that grows quietly within you, even as storms rage beyond. I take joy in every honest prayer you offer. When your prayers falter, coming only as sobs or silence, I listen. Your confusion does not frustrate me. Your doubts are not a wall. Instead, I am here, broad with grace, pouring into every uncertain corner. You cannot exhaust my patience. You are allowed to question, to ache, and to wonder. I will not leave you. Even when you struggle to believe in my promises, I remain faithful where your faith runs thin. Your place with me is not revoked by your misgivings. Nothing can erase the love I have for you, nor the future I hold for your good. You have not been forgotten. You are not invisible, nor left to make sense of the world alone. I walk beside you with intimate care, shaping beauty from broken things. When you offer me your weary hopes, your imperfect obedience, these gifts are received with delight. I take your smallest efforts and magnify them with my strength. I do not despise the days you struggle. I am present in your perseverance, present even in your stumbling. Your life is precious to me. Every mundane moment, each hidden ache, every act of kindness and courage. You will not slip from my hands. Let me show you generosity that does not run out, forgiveness that is older and stronger than your fears. Allow my mercy to lighten your shame, to soothe places within you that have long been tender with regret. You are not disqualified by your history. I am the one who gives new beginnings, who plants hope where you saw only ending. My grace does not settle for superficial healing. I work deeply, patiently, until your heart knows it is truly safe and truly loved. I invite you to trust my timing, to believe that your tears are remembered. The horizons you cannot see, I already hold in promise. So as you walk forward, Remember that nothing in all creation can separate you from my love. Not your failures, not your struggles, and not even your doubts. When you feel you cannot pray, rest. Let my spirit breathe peace into your soul. Return to me in every moment, not as a servant desperate for approval, but as a beloved child cherished beyond measure. I have named you my own, and nothing can alter that truth. Allow my presence to be your resting place and your source of courage. The future is secure in my hands, and I am with you now and always. My beloved, I have watched you rise and fall through the days and seasons, sensing each longing, each tremor of doubt or delight in your soul. If you feel ready to take a simple step of trust today, whisper or write, "I surrender." Let that be the small, brave action that begins a new rhythm in your life. If you do, reach out and someone will stand with you in prayer. I have seen every day you have lived, not just as an observer, but as the one who carries you when you are weary and walks beside you when you are strong. Nothing in your heart is hidden from me, and yet my eyes rest on you with kindness, not condemnation. I know the confusion that can twist around your deepest longings, and I do not despise your questions or your fears. When your prayers falter on your lips, I am still close, listening to the words you cannot find. I do not grow tired of hearing your hopes or your heartbreaks. My love for you does not waver, no matter how you perceive your own worth. Many times you have wondered whether your efforts in love, in faith, in seeking good are enough. Hear me. My delight in you is not measured by your achievements, nor does my affection depend on your success. My invitation to you is to rest even as you strive, for I am the foundation beneath your every intention. The world demands results and recognition, but in my presence you are cherished simply because you exist. Come to me not once but continuously, for new mercies are already prepared for you with every rising sun. You do not have to pretend before me. I welcome your confusion, your joy, and your grief. When failures seem to define your days, remember that I offered forgiveness before you spoke your first word. I do not keep a record of your wrongs. My arms remain open, eager to embrace you as my beloved child. I know it is not easy to believe this when storms surround you or when silence stretches long and heavy. Sometimes you doubt if I am listening or if I care at all about your journey through sorrow and longing. I assure you, not a single tear goes unnoticed. Not a single hope is dismissed. I am the God who weeps with you, who rejoices over you, and who transforms even your weakness into sacred spaces where my strength can shine. If you doubt your place at my table, remember that I set the table for you long before you drew breath. My son has walked the road of suffering and knows intimately the weight of all you carry. Because of this, you are never alone, not in joy nor in pain. Walk with me in honesty. Do not hide your struggles. Lay before me your honest questions, even your anger or disappointment. I do not shy away from the realness of your heart, your passion, your doubts, your dreams, your exhaustion. I created you with the capacity to feel because I wanted you to know the fullness of being alive. Allow yourself to hope again, even when it seems daring. Hope is a seed I plant deep within you, one that I will water and nurture in ways you cannot always see. When you look back, you will notice gentle turns and unexpected gifts, signs of my care that often appear ordinary, yet are shaped by my eternal hand. Nothing you bring to me will overwhelm me, not your mistakes, your shame, nor your confusion. I invite you not to carry shame as a burden, but to give it to me, allowing me to bear it for you as I have always intended. If you feel unworthy, let me quiet that voice with my assurance. Your worth is secured not by what you do, but by who I am and the love I have boundlessly given. When you find it hard to forgive yourself, come to me. Let my forgiveness become your freedom, letting new life spring up from places you believed barren. Each day is an opportunity for you to sense my nearness, not by chasing perfection, but by being honest and present with me. Trust that my spirit works within you, stirring compassion and courage even when you cannot see progress. The world will try to persuade you to hide your pain, to armor your heart against risk or trust. But I call you to something more spacious. Step into the vulnerability of honest prayer, open-hearted relationships, and lives shaped by hope. My strength is sufficient for your every need, and my grace is abundant where you feel weakest. You desire healing for yourself and for others, and I hear that longing. I am present in your waiting, present when you labor for peace, and present when your only prayer is a silent cry for help. My love is not abstract. I move in your life through real comfort, through wisdom when the path is unclear, through other people who carry my light to you. Look for me not only in moments of grandeur, but in the daily quiet, in the laughter of loved ones, and even in your solitude. Nothing is wasted. Every moment offers a chance to receive anew and to give from the abundance I pour into you. As you continue your journey, remember that nothing in all creation can separate you from my love. Not your failures, not your struggles, and not even your doubts. When you feel you cannot pray, rest. Let my spirit breathe peace into your soul. Return to me in every moment, not as a servant desperate for approval, but as a beloved child, cherished beyond measure. I have named you my own, and nothing can alter that truth. Allow my presence to be your resting place and your source of courage. The future is secure in my hands, and I am with you now and always. If this message has blessed you, please share it and consider following for more. Bring someone with you next time. My beloved, I have seen your nights, the moments you wake, senses alert, burdened by what waits in the coming day. You wonder if you will find the clarity and peace you need. I am the answer to that quiet ache in your spirit. Even as your eyes open, I lean in close. This word is living for this morning, for this moment, for your journey. Do not look at the future as an endless shadowed road. I am guiding you one breath at a time. What you seek isn't far. I'm planting it now in your heart. Let the weight of yesterday settle down. Feel the air touch your skin. Notice right now how your chest rises and falls. Each breath is allowed because I sustain you. No anxious striving changes the love I have for you. As sunlight gradually fills your room, so my presence fills you. Steady and invisible, holding you securely. If thoughts race, if doubts press in, come quietly to me. Whisper thanks, even if you can only find a single thing: the warmth of your blanket, the safety of your shelter, the gift of seeing a new morning. Practicing gratitude, even in the smallest ways, shifts your whole experience into another dimension, where heaviness gives way to a gentle hope. Perhaps you feel responsible for everyone, your family, your friends, those you care about so deeply. I see the burdens you carry for their well-being, the silent prayers that rise before your feet touch the ground. You are not overlooked. I gather every hope, every plea, every silent tear. When your heart worries about what you cannot change, draw close. Rest knowing that not a single person you love is outside of my reach. I care for them more than you could, and I invite you to breathe out what you hold. Trust that my loving intention is already moving for their good, even before you see a result. Your surrender is not a loss. It is a door opening for peace to enter where anxiety once ruled. There will be days when the weight of expectation threatens to press you down, work undone, relationships unsettled, dreams unfinished. Step into this day not with dread, but with expectation that I am already in the hours before you. The path is not hidden to me. You may walk among uncertainty, but you do not walk alone. Every morning that you turn your attention even briefly to my nearness, you will sense a quiet strength beginning to rise. This isn't the result of your will. It is my gift placed within you, awakening as you remember me. Listen closely in stillness. My voice isn't always thunder or a trumpet. It is the soft whisper that steadies your mood, the gentle nudge urging you to let go of old worries. When you are tempted to control tomorrow or to rush ahead, pause. Hear me say, give me your heart. Let your plans rest for a moment in my care. Trust grows strong, not when everything is certain, but when you loosen your grip and let me direct what is best, even if the road bends unexpectedly. Some of the most powerful moments in your life will not be the loudest. In the hush of morning, when fear tries to speak, reach for gratitude again. Place your hand over your heart and thank me for what is already here. Maybe you cannot count many blessings today, but even one sign of my faithfulness is enough to anchor your spirit. This is where you begin, with trust, with openness, with a willingness to see me working in quiet places. You may carry disappointment from what hasn't yet come to pass, dreams delayed, prayers that seem unanswered, opportunities that flicker at the edge of possibility only to disappear. There is a rhythm to my timing you may not always understand, but I do not forget what you carry. My promises are never lost. The seeds I plant in your life grow beneath the surface, hidden from sight, until they break through in their right season. Patience is not punishment. It is protection, preparing you to receive with open hands and a ready heart. If worry still lingers, remember that your safety is not built on what you control or on the shifting plans of others. I am your refuge. You are not meant to handle every storm alone. I stand with you in the fiercest winds and calm the waters beneath your feet. When you are afraid, imagine my hands steady at your back, guiding each step, never letting you go. The situations that threaten to overwhelm you are no match for my protecting presence. Rest your mind. You are secure, not because your circumstances are peaceful, but because I am your enduring shelter. I know there are questions you hesitate to ask, fears you hesitate to admit. Bring them to me. Even when your voice is silent, I know the language of your soul. I do not turn away from your uncertainty or your weakness. Your vulnerability does not offend me. Instead, I draw closer, offering you the assurance that who you are in my sight cannot be diminished by failure or fear. I am forming your identity daily, giving you a name the world cannot erase. Each step forward is shaped by my purpose, not by the limits of what you can see. Feel my invitation settling gently within you. Open your heart wide even before you have all the answers. Trust is not the absence of doubt. It is choosing to remain with me, to believe that I am working even in hidden ways. Let that assurance rest upon you like dawn's light, subtle at first, growing stronger as the day unfolds. You are not expected to move through this alone. Rest in my company and let my peace be the foundation you return to again and again. Breathe once more. This is your beginning, a new day, a new opportunity to discover what happens when you let gratitude, surrender, and hope shape your every moment. The story is just beginning, and I am with you in every word. I see you, my beloved child, always. Even as you wonder about your next step or ache with uncertainty, my gaze never leaves you. I am not distant from your pain, nor am I unmoved by your struggles. Rather, I draw near to you in your quietest moments and your most troubled sighs. Every anxious thought you carry is known to me. Every fleeting hope and hidden longing is safe in my embrace. You may sometimes fear that your voice is too small to reach me, or that your stumbling is too frequent to warrant my affection. But I tell you truly, I am closest when you feel most alone. You may look at your life and see only fragments, days marked by ordinary chores, sad relationships that strain, prayers that seem unanswered. But I see the entirety of your existence in a single loving glance. The days when you have walked in joy and the days you have trudged in sorrow, all of it is precious to me. Even in seasons when your heart turns cold with disappointment or you question whether I am listening, I am beside you, gathering every tear and whispering courage to your faltering spirit. Side by side, we traverse the unknown. Nothing you experience is wasted. In me, even loss and disappointment are carried gently into something redemptive. My grace is not reserved for the flawless or the triumphant. It is for you, as you are, where you are right now. I desire not some distant, perfect version of you, but the unfolding of your authentic heart. When shame urges you to hide your wounds, remember that I am the one who sees without condemnation. My mercy is stronger than your failures. I do not tire of forgiving you. My faithfulness does not depend on the steadiness of your devotion, but on the vow of my own love, which I sealed before you ever spoke my name. Know that in your every return to me, I rejoice, not with reluctance, but with delight, like a parent running to embrace a beloved child. Amen.